The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke, Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like: ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys hit that like or dislike button. Don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to the channel, and be sure to ring that noti bell so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my words on the sport of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, fight fans, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, first things first, man, I would like to thank each and every last one of y'all in the chat, man, for pulling up to witness what is about to go down as the biggest fucking debate we will ever see in 2022 on this YouTube boxing community shit. So I just want to say this, man. It's really an honor and a privilege to have such a historical event take place on my YouTube channel. So shout out to both of these dudes, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button and show these dudes some love, because they taking time out of their day to entertain us with their fucking knowledge and charismatic ways and shit like that. So without further ado, let me introduce both of these gentlemen. So standing in the red corner, we have one of the best motherfuckers in this YouTube community, because he is a legend in my eyes. He's an OG. He is the alpha and the omega. So he's like a god in his YouTube shit. So I'm talking about this nigga's probably a Mount Rushmore nigga in this boxing content creator shit. He's standing at 6'4", weighing in about 255 pounds, by way of Gainesville, Florida, who really doesn't need any introduction, but fuck it, I'm gonna introduce the nigga anyway. He goes by the names of Retro Boxing and Documentaries, aka Dr. Heymanomics, aka Blood Boxing is in the motherfucking building. How are you today, kind sir?
What's going on? What's going on, man?
What up, OG? You good?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to take care of this little chump, IOTBA.
Already, man. Salute. I appreciate you for pulling up, fam. All right, so standing in the blue corner, we have one of the most ferocious, impotent, legendary motherfuckers to ever do this debating shit. And y'all can say what y'all want about this man, but he's the king of Facebook, and he put that shit on his back. He paved the way for so many others to create, you know, boxing groups and YouTube channels and shit like that. So y'all can love and hate this nigga all y'all want, but he is the creme de la creme of this YouTube and Facebook shit. So he's standing in at 6'1", pardon me, at 255 pounds as well, by way of Dallas, Texas, who goes by the name of Senior Dos Uno Cuatro, Mr. 214 across the pond, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. We have Mr. IOTBA, Boxing Talk in the motherfucking building. How are you, kind sir?
Man, y'all know how I do. It's your boy, Mr. IOTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos Uno Cuatro, Senor Dos 14, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. These boys can't fuck with me. On my worst day.
What you doing, having an aerosexual orgasm with that shit? What's up with you, man? Already coming on here having an orgasm. Look at you. You warming up already, aren't you, IOTBA? That's
all right, so just to let the people know, man, I believe y'all supposed to be talking about this Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford A-side, B-side shit, and then y'all can get into whatever y'all want to. I'm gonna drop off, man. Y'all got it. Go ahead.
Hold on, though. No,
yeah, go ahead.
Thriller.
Yeah, what up,
rules real quick. Explain the rules to the people so they'll know, because you gave us the rules.
Damn, bro, you know the rules.
Okay,
No, the people need to know the rules, because you let the people know the rules,
all right, sweetheart.
All right, so first of all, we gonna flip a coin to see who go first. Who want to call the coin? Here's the tail.
Man, Blood could go first.
Okay, Blood
I'll
going
go first. That's cool.
All right, bet. So we have 3 topics per.
Oh, actually, you know what? Flip the coin. Flip the coin.
Flip the coin. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Here's the tails.
I'll take tails.
Tails. All right, bet. All right, it's tails. Blood is on you. You can go first.
I want to hear what kind of bullshit this nigga coming out with. So let him go first. He can open.
I bet. So the rules are 3 topics per contestant, 6 rounds of verbal action. Each person has 3 minutes of each round of uninterrupted talk time. 30-second time to rebuttal each round. We just did the coin flip, and if a connection is lost during any point of the round, you will automatically lose that round. So those are the rules. So IOTBA, it's on you, my brother. Go ahead. I'm gonna drop off.
Okay, so the topic is we're talking about A side, B side when it comes to Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford, right? And I say Earl Spence is the super A side, and there's just like clearly no debating. See, the thing with blood boxing and a lot of other people who have egos like Terrence Crawford, they think just because both of these fighters are at the top of their game, it's supposed to be even. That ain't the way the game go. Earl Spence has put himself in position where he holds 3 of the major belts. Terrence Crawford only has 1 belt. Earl Spence is doing bigger numbers than Terrence Crawford, and he's more popular from the 214 to across the pond. It's just clear cut, no debating the A side. I'm not on her saying who gonna win the fight. That's up for debate. You will have half the people say Terrence Crawford, half the people say Earl Spence. But when it comes to the A side, it's clearly Earl Spence, no debating. See, the thing with blood boxing and a lot of people who just can't call it how they see it, they don't want to talk about history. In history of the sport of boxing, it has always been an A side and a B side. It ain't about who gonna win. In the history shows us that it's always been an A side and a B side. But then when you have old grouchy people like blood boxing, he want to think he could change how history has been for years before we was even brought into the sport of boxing. So it's just clear cut, no debating. Everything Earl Spence done did in his career, and this is the difference right here. It's 8 million people in Dallas. You got a population of 500,000 in Omaha. Big difference. When you look at Earl Spence and look who behind him in PBC and how they promote him and how they say nothing but nice things. Great.
Ain't it 3 minutes over now? Shit. I mean, damn.
Say, why you interrupting me, bro? That wasn't even 3 minutes. Blood.
Now, Blood, he got 1 minute left, Blood. I got a timer going, bro. You'll be able to hear it.
Damn. Okay, so look. Earl Spence clearly is the A side, but go ahead, Blood, since you interrupted me. Go ahead.
Man, take your 3 minutes, bro. Take your 3 minutes. I'm gonna take all mine. So
no, take all yours, bro, because you should. You're like E-Thriller is the moderator, right? You know, I know you an old ass nigga.
You got 3 minutes, man, and I got 30 seconds to rebuttal.
Drinking your coffee and
this was gonna
shit.
be a problem.
Like you supposed to respect the game. Don't interrupt me. But go ahead, bro.
All right, shit, Blood, it's on you, fam.
Go ahead and rebuttal this right here. I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Blood. You got 30 seconds.
Okay, so yeah, we've always had an A and B side in boxing, but in 2005 is when the internet kind of opened up, and then you got all kind of pocket watchers and people like IOTB in the environment now, and they're the ones who's trying to negotiate and play manager, and that's not a fan's place. It's not a fan's place, right? Yeah, there was A side versus B side, but we weren't involved in it like this. So that's all I gotta say. That's my rebuttal. That's the weak ass fucking shit you started with, ILTBA. You finna get destroyed because you did not come prepared, boy.
Boy, shut the fuck up and go.
Let me know, E-Thriller, when it's my turn to give him what I got.
You got 3 minutes.
Okay. Let's start with, I could take this a lot of different ways here. Okay, let's go with accomplishments. Crawford has 14 championship defenses spread out between 3 divisions. And I did do my research because we're doing a debate. He's been undisputed in one of these divisions compared to Spence, who only has 6 defenses at welterweight and has yet to be undisputed. So Crawford has more than double the number of defenses as the champion over Spence. In 6 defenses, Spence has stopped 3 of the contenders. In 14 defenses, Crawford has stopped 11 opponents. So how's Spence the A side? Errol Spence has 6 defenses against Peterson, Ocampo, Mikey Garcia, Porter, Danny Garcia, and Ugas. In my opinion, not one of these fighters a future Hall of Fame. Mikey Garcia spent too much time inactive. Sean Porter and Danny Garcia are both overrated fighters. You had guys like Herrera and Lamont Peterson, who arguably beat Danny Garcia, and many gave Ugas the victory over Porter. So these guys were just 2 above average PBC fighters. So his biggest accomplishment is that he has 6 defenses altogether and 2 defenses as unified. Terrence Crawford won the WBO World Lightweight title in 2014. He defended the title 2 times. In 2015, Terrence Crawford moved up and won the vacant WBO Super Lightweight title by defeating Delorme. He had 6 defenses of that title, 3 defenses as unified during that reign. He also won undisputed. He moves up again for a 3rd weight class, that being the welterweight division. He beats Jeff Horn. He has more accomplishments, man. You see it here. 14 defenses for Crawford, stopped 11 opponents. 6 defenses for Spence, stopped 3 contenders. To me, Crawford has done more as a championship fighter. He's been involved in more championship bouts, all of that shit. He's been through more divisions. What more could be said? Rebuttal that, ILTBA. Hold on. Do I still got some more time, E-Thriller? Let me check the clock. Do I still got some more time?
Yeah, blood, you still got a minute to cook, fam.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah, 3 minutes. That shit long.
That, after all that I just said here, that was a lot for ILTBA to keep up with, because ILTBA, he has the mentality of a chimp. I won't want to really, I won't be disrespectful. You do have the mentality of a man, my nigga. We would have to take it back to the time of Homo erectus to find a human as simple-minded as ILTBA. You put him back in Homo erectus, that's the period when a guy with ILTBA's mentality might have stood out. This guy is over-emotional. He's an aerosexual. He's transforming into an aerosexual. He's on the hormone pills. He's growing titties. His voice is getting kind of high-pitched and all that shit. I don't know what happened to you, boy. You wade in the water, talking-ass nigga. What you got for me, boy? Huh? What you got, little man?
It's my go?
Yeah, go ahead, Ayo. Fuck it, man. Y'all just go. Y'all just go in. Y'all go in.
All right.
Y'all just go in, man. Fuck the rules. Just go in.
About Terrence Crawford is absolutely true. But see, this is the thing with you stupid, stupid, does-ass, Forrest Gump-ass folks like you. You talking about 135 and 140. That ain't the division we in. We talking about 147. And then 147, Earl the True Spence Jr. has 3 of the belts. That's just clear cut, no debate. Don't talk to me about what Terrence Crawford did at 135 and 140, because obviously it still don't mean shit. Because guess what?
Terrence it always Crawford, means something.
Shut the fuck up.
Man, shit, you had 30 seconds.
Shut the fuck up.
You had 30 seconds, man. You talking
hey, blood, shut up, bro. Shut up, bro.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead and talk that dumb shit.
Shut the fuck up. See? So look, it don't matter what Terrence Crawford did at 135 and 140. You ignorant motherfucker. We at 147. Look, blood, you talking about Terrence Crawford like he's just that guy. All that shit you said about him, and guess what? Ain't no promoter from the 214 to across the pond done even signed him yet. That's my rebuttal to that. Now it's my go again, right?
Yeah, go ahead and make
your go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all go ahead and rock, bro.
Because listen,
hold up.
It doesn't change the fact.
No, it's my go. It's my go, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Opponents and
shut the fuck up. It's my go.
6 defenses.
Look, see, you're not respecting the debate, blood. You're not respecting the debate, blood. It's my go. You simple-minded motherfucker. He talking about Earl Spence. ain't got no Hall of Famers on his resume. But that's the most dumbest shit I ever heard because even if he ain't got no, shut up. Even if he ain't got no, tell me one fucking Hall of Famer Terrence Crawford got on his resume. Hold up, blood.
Hall of Famers. I said that he has 14 defenses.
No, you said he. Man,
what the fuck? You can't. That's fucking
motherfuckers my go.
You can't rebuttal that. You dumb
motherfucker. You ignorant motherfucker. You hold up, you ignorant son of a. Say, listen, blood. You said Earl Spence ain't got no Hall of Famers. Terrence Crawford don't either. You dumb motherfucker.
That wasn't my point. My point was that Terrence Crawford has been a champion longer. He has more defenses. He's been involved in more championship fights, and he has more accomplishments.
Okay. So what happened? So blood. This ain't about if we think whoever gonna win the fight. Where's all of that did? Hold up, blood. What has all of that did for this? Listen, look, Terrence Crawford in that ring, he is phenomenal. But he is the most. Hold up. He is the most boring motherfucker on the planet. Hold up, fam.
Hold on, fellas. Hey, you got one more minute left. Ayo, go ahead.
This nigga ain't letting me talk. He interrupted me. So hold up, blood. Look, he ain't got one. Hold up, listen to me. All them accomplishments you said. Terrence Crawford fought and win December, and it's what going on May. Ain't no fucking promoter even trying to reach out and sign him. Eddie Hearn even said himself, Terrence Crawford ain't big enough. I don't got no fighters who can fight him. I ain't knocking Terrence Crawford.
So you believe in Eddie Hearn?
No, I'm not knocking Terrence Crawford as a fighter. I'm talking about outside the ring. That means something too.
Old promoters, man. Shut
outside the ring, motherfucker, you quoting shit too, and that's what's wrong with all that.
I told you that.
Hold up, that's what's wrong with all ass niggas like you.
14 defenses and.
Bro, what the fuck do that mean? Who is he signed to? Because listen, blood.
30 more seconds, Ayo. 30 more seconds, Ayo. Then blood can rebuttal.
I'm gonna disrespect the fuck out of him through his round because this whole entire goddamn round, he don't shut the fuck up. But blood, all that shit you said, he ain't signed to a motherfucking body, and you trying to tell me he Earl Spence not A-side? This ain't about
asking me questions. You've been asking me questions.
No, I'm talking. I'm saying you telling me he not A-side. Earl Spence is super A-side. It ain't even close. It's just ignorant old motherfuckers like you and motherfuckers who like to lick the sweat of Terrence Crawford balls.
Well, I saw two images with you and Spence where both of y'all was all booed up, and one of the images y'all took a picture in front of a police car. I always knew you was old popo ass nigga anyway.
Hold up.
What you have to realize is that you was never on his team, bro. You was part of a.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, yo, hold on, fellas. Blood, it's on you now, fam. 3 minutes. Go ahead.
No, fuck that shit.
Okay, shut up. Let me make my point, RTB. I don't need your help.
No, fuck you. I ain't letting you make shit. You talk through my whole round. You Mufasa symbol looking motherfucker. Yo, that's what's wrong with all ass niggas like you. You should have took some Adderall to calm your shiny bald head, grizzly face, jackal, pirate beard looking ass up.
When he's done.
Hey, yo, hold on, fellas, man. We got to get back to the structure, man, so the people in the chat can enjoy the show and they can keep up with the round. So right now, we in round 3.
But now, E-Thriller, this motherfucker talked through my whole goddamn round. I told y'all, when niggas face all TBA, they don't know how to stay composed. So his whole first round, I didn't say shit. You sorry motherfucker. Go. All
right, hold on, fellas. Hold on, y'all. So, hold on, y'all.
I only won one round. I only made one round of my points.
Hey, blood. This is the second round, bro. Hey, 3 minutes, man. From here on out, no interruptions on either side.
I'm interrupting him in this
3 minutes. Go ahead, blood. Go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about the styles of the fight. This is why Terrence Crawford, to me, is the superior fightor going into this fight.
This ain't got nothing to do with the styles of the fight, you dumb motherfucker. This is about who the more popular fighter, you ignorant son of a... Man, go.
Hey, Ayo, hold on, bro. I know he was interrupting you, bro.
Okay, let's change it up then, since he wants to do that.
He easily talked through my whole goddamn second round.
Because he don't know no boxing, but listen.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to shut up. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Okay, then I'll bring something else up. Let's talk networks then, okay? Earl Spence has a 2022 net worth of $7 million. Terrence Crawford has a 2022 net worth of $8 million. Since that matters to you, Heymanomic pushing motherfuckers. This is according to Google. Though those numbers cannot be verified, these guys are very close in net worth. Watching Terrence Crawford play the B side to a nigga he got more money than. Who does that? Since you guys like to talk money, who does that? Who plays the B side to a nigga that got less money than them, right? When Mayweather was playing that stance, he had way more money than his opponent. So does Canelo Alvarez. You put both of their net worths together, they can't even, it ain't shit for Canelo Alvarez, right? He don't have the status to pull that A-side card, right? You give me an example of somebody who got the status to pull an A-side card who
Hey, you dumbass nigga. Blood. Floyd was B-side against Oscar De La Hoya, you dumb motherfucker. But he was B-side against him, you dumb motherfucker.
Was the face of boxing, bitch.
He became the A-side after he beat De La Hoya, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, I know all of that, man.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
Let me get back to my point.
Blood got one more minute. Keep going, Blood. It's on you, Blood.
Okay, again, Terrence Crawford, you can verify this. He got more money than Errol Spence, according to the pocket watchers. So I don't know a nigga who's gonna be, playing a B-side role when they got more money. RTBA brought up something with Oscar De La Hoya. That don't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This nigga totally redirected because he has a simple mind, right?
I ain't redirect shit, motherfucker. I'm making a point to you. It's always an A-side and it's always a B-side. You ignorant fucker, you.
Man, shut up, man. Like I said, the man got more money than Errol Spence. End of discussion.
Hey, listen, this the thing right here, Blood. You so dumb. You just can't let reality hit you in the face and just see what's really going on. Bro, Terrence Crawford still, look, I love Terrence Crawford as a fighter. This ain't about who will win this fight out of him and Errol Spence. That's yet to be determined because they are the two top echelons at the division. This is about who is A-side and who is B-side.
Okay,
shut up, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. You just so ignorant. No, you just look, it's old ass niggas. That's why motherfuckers look at old ass niggas like you. You just so ignorant because you don't understand what time come change. You can't still be thinking the same way, bro. Errol Spence is the A-side, Terrence Crawford is the B-side. It's clear because if Terrence Crawford had any type of weight over Errol Spence, think about it. And Errol Spence deserved criticism over these 4 years for not fighting Terrence Crawford. But if he was the A-side, like you saying Terrence Crawford is, this fight would have happened 4 years ago when Terrence Crawford came to the division in June 2018. You dumb motherfucker. But guess why it didn't happen? Because Errol Spence said so. When you're the A-side, you could dictate what's going on. And everybody from the 214 to across the pond can see that. Why you think see, that's the difference between me and you, Blood. See, when Keith Thurman was ducking Errol Spence, when Keith Thurman was ducking Errol Spence, I called Keith Thurman out on that shit. When Errol Spence was ducking Terrence Crawford, I called him out on that shit. It's the same energy. But look, it's about A-side and B-side. So no, what? Hold up, you ignorant motherfucker. Hold up, you ignorant motherfucker. Why you
got 1 minute and 50 seconds left to rock. Keep rocking.
Why do you think when Keith Thurman was the fucking top welterweight, Errol Spence couldn't get that fight? Because Keith Thurman dictated that shit. And that's the same position Earl is in right now. He dictating what's going on, and everybody know that. This ain't about who you think gonna win or if you don't like the motherfucker. This is about who is A-side and who is B-side. And it's clear cut, no debating, Errol Spence is A-side. That's what's wrong with you niggas. And anybody who think that, you can't change history. It has always been that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Blood. Go ahead, Rebuttal.
Since he doesn't want to talk about the styles and he's scared of all that kind of stuff and all of that, I understand, right? So I brought up valid points in this debate. Okay, I said that Terrence Crawford has more defenses than Errol Spence. He's been
What the fuck do defenses got to do with being A-side or B-side?
Shut up, man!
Ayo, it's on Blood, Ayo. Go ahead, Blood.
Okay, so that's another fact, right? He has 14 defenses. Errol Spence has 6, right? So he's got more accomplishments. He's been through 3 divisions. That's a fact, right? He's been undisputed. That's a fact. He has more money than Errol Spence. That's according to Google and all the pocket watches. He got more money than him. So, I mean,
that's an opinion.
Points that are not really opinionated. You go on to Google and look and see this shit, right? All the shit Iotba brought up is just because he was booed up with Spence. He wanted to get his job back. He wanted to be the new oil him up man over there with Errol Spence now. You know, he wanted to get back on Team Spence and boo up with him again, like they was booed up in that picture and all that, right? ITBA, you's a weak ass nigga. When I come to Dallas, man, I'm gonna come to your fucking apartment, take your keys, and borrow your car for 4 days, nigga. Right? I'm gonna find whatever bitch I want in the neighborhood. I'm gonna fuck her in the backseat of your car and leave her stay on the back seat of your fucking chill, man. And you gonna have to take that up with that bitch, nigga. What's up?
Hey, let me tell you something, bro. I don't give a fuck about I don't want to hang with Earl Spence. I don't want to fucking hang with nobody in Team Spence. Shut the fuck up, you ignorant motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But let's talk about you. You talking about I'm trying to be booed up. Say you don't remember. Hey, blood, you don't remember our last debate when you used to lick the sweat from. Hold up, blood. Shut the fuck up.
No, I ain't holding him. Come shut me up, nigga. You ain't said nothing.
Look, hold up. See? Why you, say, shut the fuck up and let me talk, you dumb motherfucker. Look. You steady talking about, Terrence Crawford did. Hold up. He said, hold up. You steady talking about Terrence Crawford got 14 defenses. Shut the fuck up, bro.
You kept dancing, bojangling, banjo playing biscuit butter.
Hold up. So I eat through. He ain't respecting my.
Hey, man. Hey, both of y'all ain't been respecting the rules, bro. So it's kind of hard to have structure. I don't want to mute y'all niggas, bro.
Okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. But look,
y'all just
all that shit you talk about. I'm talking about Terrence Crawford got 14 defenses. You ignorant motherfucker. All that shit don't mean nothing because he's still signed to nobody and he's still not dictating what's going on. That's just reality. And what do they say about reality? That's something you can't deny. That's why people like you see, look, it's the people who Terrence Crawford supporters and who just love the sport of boxing and want to see the best fight the best, right? You know, you got an ego. Hey, you got an ego just like Terrence Crawford got an ego. Because let me bring numbers up to you. Since 2014, Terrence Crawford has been like on top of his game to where he has dictated everything. See, his ego and like the people who support him and listen, and the people, shut the fuck up, you bald-headed.
Hey, blood, it's on Io, fam. Go ahead, Io. You got a minute, bro. Go ahead and cook.
So look, the people who support Terrence Crawford and just want to see, you know, what boxing is about, the best fight the best. You know, y'all can't understand that Errol Spence is A-side because, you know, of the beauty of the sport. That's how we help it grow, the best fight and the best. But that don't got nothing to do with this. Errol Spence is the A-side, and your ego is telling you he's not the A-side because for something, y'all just don't like the guy. You ain't got to like him. It's not about if you like Errol Spence, or it's not about if he doing this or he doing that. It's all true. He done did a lot of things that he deserved to be criticized about. This is about if he A-side when it comes to this fight. And it's clear-cut, no debating, since June 2018 when Terrence Crawford came to the welterweight division, beat Jeff Horn, and became the WBO champion. Errol Spence has been an A-side because Terrence Crawford has been chasing that fight for 4 fucking years, you stupid motherfucker.
Okay, all right, man. Hold on, y'all. Before I let blood go, we got 105 people in the building with 75 likes. Can the other motherfuckers hit the goddamn like button for these 2 goats taking time out their day to entertain us? All right, blood, man. You got 3 minutes, bro. Go ahead, fam.
I don't got nothing else to say. Listen. Okay, let's talk about.
Oh, I got him out of there. He out of there. He said he ain't got nothing else to say. Yeah, because you can't fuck with me. You can't fuck with me, boy.
Shut up, bitch, before I start roasting your bitch ass again.
Go ahead, Retro. Hey, I'm gonna just have to start muting y'all niggas so y'all can make y'all points, bro.
See,
go
now
ahead.
You got okay. Don't mute me. Hold on. Now I'm gonna talk about something else in this fight. I'm gonna talk about the actual fucking fight because this nigga trying to avoid going into the actual fucking fight, right? And I'm gonna make a real good point about this fight, and I want him to decide if he wanted to debate this or not. Errol Spence been champ since 2017, right? He has 6 defenses. He's unified. Not one of those fighters could compare to Crawford stylistically. Not one of them was a southpaw. In fact, Spence, I did some research. He's only fought 2 southpaws in his whole career. He fought some guy named Emmanuel Lorte back in 2013, went the distance with Spence, and he also fought a southpaw that Chris Eubank Jr. recently knocked out in 2 rounds named Chris Van Herden, right? Boots got rid of this Chris Van Herden guy in 1 round. I mean, they bucked heads, right? And the guy really looked for a way out. It took Spence. He struggled 8 rounds with that motherfucker, right? So he doesn't look great against southpaws. He only fought 2, and he stopped 1 of them, right? Then you got the southpaws that Crawford faced. You got Julius Ndongo, who he stopped in the fight for undisputed. He's the only fighter to ever stop the southpaw and 2008 Olympic gold medalist Felix Diaz. He fought a southpaw in 2010 named Marty Robbins. He stopped him. He fought a southpaw Ron Boyd in 2010. He stopped him. He fought another southpaw in 2012. He stopped him in Andre Gorges, right? So he fought 5 southpaws and stopped all 5 of them, right? Which that's another reason why you can't be. He's too skilled, nigga. He's too skilled. He's a more skilled fighter. Everybody else knows he's a more skilled fighter, right? I just gave you an idea and a solid example of his work against southpaws versus Spence work against southpaws. A unique fight because both of them are southpaws. You want to rebuttal that? Go ahead.
I ain't on here to disagree with you about styles, right? Because styles make fights. Both of these guys are tremendous, but the one thing you can't say about both of these fighters, they ain't never faced a guy like each other when it comes to both of them. Like, whether who gonna win this fight tonight, that's yet to be determined. But when I look at the bookies, people have Terence Crawford favored to win this fight. I'm not on here to argue about who gonna win this fight. I'm on here to say argue who A side and who B side. And I made a video about this. If Terence Crawford wants this fight, he is gonna have to bow down. If he don't bow down and understand he ain't running the show, he's not gonna get this fight.
You're not getting no money out of this shit though, bro.
No, it ain't about if I'm getting no.
Put yourself in Terence Crawford's situation.
No, listen.
Would you bow down to Spence? No, you won't, because I know your personality.
No,
so
look.
Terence Crawford to bow down.
Hey,
look. $1 million more than Spence. Would you bow down to him? Fuck no, Mr. House.
No, it ain't even about that, because you got to understand. Look, let me tell you.
Saying that he got to bow down. No. So why are you telling this man that he got to bow down? If Spence ain't saying that he got to bow down, then what the fuck you saying it for, bro?
Man, listen, bro.
Make no sense, man.
That's why blood. That's why the fight ain't happened, blood. Is you listening to me? If this, just like when we was talking about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder didn't want to bow down. That's why that fight never happened. If Terence Crawford don't understand the position he in. Now, Terence Crawford has to understand this. If he wants to be that guy, then he's going to have to understand his position, take this fight, go beat that guy, and then he becomes that guy, and then he could dictate everything going forward. But right now, as we speak, with Errol Spence having 3 of the major belts and Terence Crawford only having 1, it's just clear-cut, no debate. I can't argue about it no more. Errol Spence is the A side of this fight. You could talk about styles. I'm not on here to say Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence or Errol Spence to beat Terence Crawford. Shit, that's up in the Earl.
So you're saying that he's A side just because he has 3 of the belts in welterweight. So that's
not just that. Not just that. Crawford is boring. You know that, but he boring.
Okay,
not
so
in the ring. Not in the ring. He's not boring in the ring. No, he's not in the. No, in the ring, he is fantastic. But on the outside of the ring, he don't bring nothing to the table. Errol Spence brings more.
Well, like what? By being around booed up with Lil BC? What is it that he bring that's more?
Everything he bring more, bro.
What is it? He's around some rappers. What is it, bro? I'm not getting what you
and look, another thing we was talking about, people saying, oh, I'm saying that the fight just should be in Dallas. I ain't saying the fight just should be in Dallas. I said Dallas is a player in the game with having Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. I'm not stupid to the fact to know this fight could happen in Vegas or New York, but I say y'all but not sleep on Texas. Y'all think Jerry Jones been featuring Errol Spence all these times for nothing? You think Jerry Jones finna let this fight just go without putting his hand in it. So if people don't think Texas is a real player, and another thing, y'all sit up here and talk about I'm trying to be Team Spence. Boy, I had me and my guy JJ Solomon, the Spit Bucket, and everybody go subscribe to the Spit Bucket podcast on YouTube. We had Team Crawford in our suite versus Spence versus Ugas. So what y'all talking about?
So you want to be back on Spence team?
No, I don't want to be. Oh no, I don't want to hang with Earl Spence, bro.
I understand, man. I got you. But none of this proves that Spence is more popular, bro. I just don't see it, man.
But okay, blood. If he wasn't blood, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, because we know Terrence Crawford been like a rock wall of slobbering for this fight. If Terrence Crawford was the bigger fighter and could make things happen, this fight would have happened 4 years ago. Terrence Crawford been begging for this fight, like literally begging this dude, fight me, please, fight me. And it ain't happened yet. You know why? Because Terrence Crawford, ego.
Because Errol Spence got in the car, because Errol Spence been acting like a little bitch talking about side of the street and all that.
Yeah, hey, Errol Spence deserved to be criticized. And look, blood, he deserved to be criticized for all of that. Yeah, I did. Everybody criticized him. But guess what, though? Having 3 belts to Terrence Crawford 1, you know, having a population of 8 million in the DFW and Omaha, the 402 Nebraska only having 500,000, that plays a big part, sir. Because like I said, Terrence Crawford been champion for 4 years chasing this dude. Now with Earl Spence having 3 belts and Terrence Crawford having 1, Earl Spence dictates.
But man, on TBO, like 3 months ago, you was on there talking about it was Errol Spence's fault because I'm telling you, it's on this channel.
No, because
I remember you were saying it was Errol Spence's fault for getting in the wreck and all of that shit. Now you changed up and flipped the script, bro. So I don't really get why you.
Yeah, no, I did say that. Earl Spence made his decisions to do what he did, and that situation happened, right?
So
but God bless. Hold up. But God bless him, and he okay. But he did do that. But this the thing right here. 3 months ago, Earl Spence had 2 belts. Terrence Crawford had 1, and then now Earl Spence has 3 belts, and Terrence Crawford has 1.
Hey, your blood is on. Hey, your blood is on you, bro. Go ahead and cook. You got about a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I don't know where else we could go with this popularity thing because it's a dead end conversation, like I knew it was going to be. You know, I also got Terrence Crawford. This is how I think Terrence Crawford is going to do it. And tell me who has the better style. Let's break it down. I'm gonna tell you why I think that Terrence Crawford will win, and you tell me, ILTBA, why you think Spence will win. Why don't we do that too? While we here, we both boxing minds. We go ahead.
I could tell you why. We could talk about how both of them could win because, like you say, go ahead. I want to talk about how both of them could win. I could break it down, but go ahead. You go ahead first.
Okay, so you got the pull counter, right? The famous pull counter punch. Bait your opponent, lean forward to appear closer. Bait your opponent to throw the punch, and then you pull back and counter with a shot of your own. That shot comes from the rear hand. Crawford has a better pull counter. A check hook comes into play to prevent aggressive boxers from lunging in. Mayweather was the master of the check hook because he had the reflexes and the timing to pull it off. Throw the hook and pivot on your lead foot and swing your foot back. Crawford has a great check hook. Spence is an aggressive fighter that will be hit flush with pull counters and check hooks all night. Let's talk about the parry, because this is something that Crawford is very good at, right? Spence is a left-handed puncher. Crawford will parry his punches with his right hand. A parry is a tap to the glove to redirect the throwing hand. Once Crawford redirects the Spence attacks with his ability to parry, this leaves the slower Spence open for effective counters. Crawford is good at the down parry and can really execute on that side parry too. Spence has a slight height advantage and Crawford has a 2-inch reach advantage. I think that Crawford has the slight edge in speed and timing. As Crawford gets into rhythm, we will see more success with the parry, the pull counter, and the check hook. I got Crawford winning this fight eventually once they get into rhythm. Spence is going to be hit with so many flush shots. Eventually, it's just going to have its wearing Terrence Spence. He's going to turn his back on Crawford and get knocked out. That's what I think is going to happen. Round 10.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate then. You know, I don't know who's going to win this fight, but I could play devil's advocate for Spence because all that is true what you said about Terrence Crawford, but you forgetting everything Earl Spence doing that ring. Earl Spence is one of the most fundamentally sound boxers in boxing right now. And when it comes to cutting off the ring and breaking down your opponent and constantly keeping a jab out there and doing it in a ferocious way, who does that better than Earl Spence? We talk about everything Terrence Crawford could do, which is true. But Terrence Crawford never had a guy who's going to be on him throwing the type of body shots, with the type of work rate that Earl Spence is going to bring to him. And like, how is Terrence Crawford going to look after that 6th round? Because we know when it comes to Earl Spence, he has a motor. He throw punches after punches after punches. All that is true about Terrence Crawford. He's excellent in that ring, a better boxer. But Earl Spence is so fundamentally sound with cutting off the ring, making his opponent feel so uncomfortable. How is Terrence Crawford going to be after the 6th round when Earl Spence is still coming at him, hitting him with body shots? And that power that Terrence Crawford had, is it still going to be there? Because he never faced a guy as ferocious as Earl Spence is, just like Earl Spence never faced a guy who more ferocious as Terrence Crawford. How is Earl Spence going to look? Because we know Terrence Crawford, one thing about him, he has, let me say this about Earl Spence. Earl Spence is a guy who is a naturally strong fighter who gets stronger as the rounds go on. He ain't just got that pop that could just knock you out. He is the guy that breaks you down as the rounds go on. When it comes to Terrence Crawford, this motherfucker got power in each hand. He can knock you the fuck out. You understand me? But we must give Earl Spence his credit. He's never been down. We done seen Earl Spence hurt before, but Crawford has that to his advantage. How Earl Spence going to be able to react to that when Terrence Crawford being as slick as he is in that ring, like you saying, throwing that pull counter, hitting him with that shots. How is Earl Spence going to react after the 6th round when Terrence Crawford power is really landing his shots on him? So we could break each fighter down and say this about that fighter and this about that fighter, because both fighters do things that each fighter ain't never seen. That's why everybody want to see this fight. But if we want to see this fight, Terrence Crawford ego and his supporters ego. They must understand Earl Spence is the A side and Terrence Crawford is the B side. That's how it's been in history, and that's how it's gonna be.
Okay, word up. I got one more point that I want to make as far as the popularity. We're gonna go back to that. Also, I heard on your boy's show, War of the Week Radio. That's your homeboy. You said that's your boy, right? I heard on his show when Rick Glazier was over to his show that this fucking Errol Spence fight only did like 125,000. So how can you expect a guy who has more money than another man to bow down to a man who only did 125,000 in his last pay-per-view?
Blood,
Errol Spence is not popular, bro. They need each other. There is no A side here, right? They just need each other. So people need to come off of that bullshit about Errol Spence being an A side and all of that stuff, right? These aerosexuals, they've taken an interest in Spence. They don't like Crawford because of something personal. Maybe he didn't talk to them or talk on their channel or something like that. It's all personal bullshit, right? These guys are not popular. No one's an outlier here, man. Their networks are very similar. Terrence Crawford has more championship bouts. To me, I think Terrence Crawford brings more stylistically to the fight, but those are some great points you brought up. And Errol Spence just had a pay-per-view that only did 125. He did the same kind of numbers that, he did more numbers than Tank Davis, I guess. But, these numbers are low, bro. Nobody should bow down to a guy who could only bring in 125,000, bro.
Hey, that's not facts. That's an opinion, blood.
What's the opinion? Oh, you mean to tell me that you would bow down to a guy who only brought in
No. That's just like, bro. Man, business is business, bro. Like, when you bring more to the table than the guy, it's business. It's nothing personal. It's business. This ain't no shot at Terrence Crawford. This is just business, and everybody know that Earl is A side. Is just clearly no debating. That's why this fight. Listen, Everybody has been getting on Earl Spence for 4 years because Earl Spence retracted a lot of things that he was saying. Keith Thurman, remember how Earl Spence used to say, I ain't gonna be like them other people. When I become champion, I'm gonna fight everybody. When nobody wanted to fight him, when Danny Garcia didn't want to fight him, when Keith Thurman, when Sean Porter, when they was telling Earl Spence, fight one more fight. Earl Spence told everybody from the 214 to across the pond, he wasn't gonna be like that. Then Earl Spence get the belts. He started being like that. Why do you think people been criticizing him for the last 4 years? Because guess what? When Earl Spence came out, everybody was rooting for him because he was that guy. He was something different that we haven't seen. But then he turned into the guy who Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Sean Porter was. So it was fair criticism to criticize him for things he said because he said he wasn't going to be like that. But guess what? He is like that, and that's the reason why this fight ain't happened, because he know when it comes to running the show, he's that guy. What did you say, Blood? He told Terrence Crawford, you on the wrong side of the street. And everybody answer me this. If Terrence Crawford was really that, why he ain't signed to nobody? And absolutely, you make a great point saying they need each other. Absolutely, they need each other to make a big fight, but needing each other don't mean that Terrence Crawford is the A-side in this fight. Earl, no, he the A-side. Everybody else, no, he the A-side. That's why it's fair criticism when people criticize Earl for the things that he done said and did and what he doing. But y'all just got to understand, it's business. It's nothing personal. It's business.
I know it's business, but Errol Spence is not brought enough to the table to be the A-side to Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry. It's just, and I think I've been reading the comments, man, and it looks like pretty much everyone agrees with me too.
Man, I don't give a damn.
You didn't do nothing to prove. You didn't do anything to prove, man, that
I cooked you, bro.
A-side, man. Errol Spence.
Blood, I cooked you. I had you out fumbly. You was interrupting me in my rounds. I let you go your whole first round. You know what I'm saying? And then you start interrupting me in my rounds. I put people under that pressure, but like it's nothing you can argue with me about. We ain't talking about who win the fight. We talking about who running the show. And Earl Spence.
Okay, well, I gave you some.
Why do you think? Hold up. Why you think people like you and everybody else, including myself, done criticize Earl Spence for not fighting Terrence Crawford? Because here's the reason why this fight ain't happening. And you know why? Here's the reason. Blood, boxing, retro boxing. He the A-side, and he letting everybody know.
Yeah, but why is he the A-side? And then just a few months ago, you were saying something different, IOTBA. I mean, every other month is something different, man. You're an emotional wreck right now, bro. And hey, I'm being nice. I'm done with all.
Hey, Blood, when time come change, you think everything stay the same?
I won this debate because everything I
stuck in the 70s,
bro.
I said you still stuck in the 70s.
Don't have those outlier numbers. He's not a Floyd Mayweather and all these guys. You guys like to bring them up, but you know, he ain't no Floyd Mayweather, man. The guy just did 120,000 or something, right? I saw it. It was your boys on your boy's show. Go check out War of the Week and your homeboy Young Billy and that other guy Rick Glacier, right? They said the man did 125 or some shit like that, right? You know, Rick Glacier. If you're gonna give a rounded number between 50,000, you might as well just go on and tell people what the fucking number is, right? So he didn't do very well, bro. He didn't do good. He's not no Floyd Mayweather, bro. Terrence Crawford does not need to bow down to him, because if you was in that situation, Io, and I know this for a fact, if you was in a situation to where you had $1 million more than somebody just did 125,000, which is not no big number, you wouldn't bow down to them. So why do you expect this man Terrence Crawford to do that, bro?
Where the fuck is you getting that number from, bro? You, like, bro, that's just how business go, bro. Like, when you that guy, you got to fight him. Ask Canelo Alvarez when Floyd Mayweather was that guy. Hold up. Okay. Ask Canelo Alvarez when Floyd Mayweather was that guy. Canelo was the champion at 154. Floyd flexed his A-side so hard on Canelo, he made Canelo fight him at 152. It's always going to be an A-side.
But Errol Spence is not Floyd, though, brother. You keep bringing Floyd.
I'm saying it don't matter. He an A-side, though. He flexing.
So Errol Spence is
he flexing.
Net worth is $7 million. Floyd Mayweather had that shit way back in the day, like 20 years ago. He had that, right? So I mean, come on, bro. You keep bringing up all this irrelevant stuff that can't really.
I'm giving you A-side examples, just like people. Sometimes people accept they the B-side. Go back to Oscar De La Hoya when he fought Felix Tito Trinidad. You know, he accepted. Felix Tito Trinidad accepted he was the B-side to Oscar De La Hoya. When you the B-side, you the B-side. It's always been that.
But you're bringing up guys like Oscar De La Hoya. You keep doing this. You keep bringing up Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd.
I'm bringing up facts.
And them have not put those kind of numbers up, bro.
Blood, you can't
put up Oscar De La Hoya numbers.
Blood, listen
you don't have that kind of loot. He didn't have his own promotional company and all that shit. You're bringing up somebody that's not comparable, bro. That's not comparable to Errol
Listen
Spence.
to me. Errol Spence is A-side, bro. He just fought at Cowboy Stadium. Put 40, 50,000 people in.
So he's A-side because he went to Cowboy Stadium?
I'm just saying, what Terrence Crawford fighting at?
It don't really matter.
Who he fighting next?
He went to Cowboy Stadium. He A-side.
I'm just saying.
That's your sole reason. Hold on.
Like, no, it ain't just that, bro. Everything.
Okay,
and plus, he got 3 belts. You ain't listening, nigga.
Terrence Crawford has had more belts than that.
I know he had more belts. Stop talking to me about listen, blood. Other divisions don't matter, cuz. We talking about 147, fam. Just because he had that, Terrence Crawford he got 1 belt in this division. Earl got 3. And you acting like that means nothing. This ain't about accomplishments of what you did at 135 and 140. We talking about 147.
That has nothing to do with him being more popular, ILTBA.
But he is, though. That's why this fight happened. If Terrence Crawford was more popular and Earl Spence would have been done fought him and it would have came to an agreement. Terrence Crawford understand his ego. Terrence Crawford been a man against every fighter since 2014. But when it come to Earl Spence, he ain't the man. He ain't never had nobody talk to him like Earl Spence talked to him, and he can't really do nothing about it.
Yeah, but Earl Spence said he was just kidding, though, TBA. So
he was
just joking about it anyway, right?
Listen, Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford ain't never had nobody who talked to him like Earl Spence talked to him, because Terrence Crawford has always been that guy since 2014. Since he really came on the scene and became a champion. He always been the A-side really in his fights. But now with with this fight, he's not the A-side. And his ego, your ego, because you want to see the best fight the best. I want to see it too. But reality is Earl Spence is the A-side. And if Terrence Crawford don't understand and bow down, this fight ain't going to
happen. So far you said because of the 50,000, right?
No, bro, I understand a lot of facts. Bro, I understand a lot of factors, bro.
Tell me something else.
I done told you a lot. Blood, you ain't been listening, nigga? What is wrong with you? Blood, don't do that.
Nobody can see your point as to why Errol Spence should be the A-side. Number one, Errol Spence said he was kidding. Number one, he ain't talking about this shit right now, right? So I don't know why you're so concerned about it. It shouldn't even matter to you. You're just a fight fan. None of this shit should matter to Mr. ILTBE anyways. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. They both need each other, bro. Hold up.
They need each other, ILTBA. Okay, you want us to sit in the corner, crossing our legs, sitting Indian style, rocking back and forth, saying kumbaya, and not let the truth come to the power when the power come to the truth.
Oh my God, what is he talking about now?
No, hold up. No. Hold up. No, you said none of this shit should matter. People, why the fuck we shouldn't talk about this? It's boxing people. No, what you mean is fans?
We're negotiating. We're not sitting at the negotiation table.
Blood. I understand you.
When you pay-per-view, look.
No, blood.
That pay-per-view, is any of the money going to come to ILTBA?
Blood,
when you pay for that pay-per-view, who gets the money to ILTBA?
Blood, I respect you because I understand you grew up getting the ring magazines and couldn't wait to look at the Hold up. And I know you couldn't wait to look in the scroll up in the newspapers and shit and go to the sports section and read on the story of the boxing, but blood. We're in 2020 now. This ain't about.
No, we're not. We're in 2022, not 2000.
I'm just saying.
You're 2 years behind, man.
Man, blood.
You ain't got the year right.
Hey, blood.
You talking to somebody who's in 2020.
Blood. It's not blood. All you historians, y'all still thinking about the Ring magazine and reading it in the newspaper, and it's not that no more, bro. Boxing is everything is digital now, where it go on a worldwide platform to where it's gonna be a lot of opinions. It's just on a bigger level. You sit up here and act like it wasn't A side, B side, just because the social media wasn't playing as big as it is now. It was always an A side, B side.
That's for the negotiations to happen with the people involved, like the promoters, the networks, the managers, the fighters themselves, the people who are getting paid. When you pay for your pay-per-view ILTBA, because you're going to buy that Spence Crawford, who's going to get the money? You going to get any of that ILTBA? Just answer that. You going to get any of that money? Bro, are you going to get any of the money? No.
Hey,
so,
bro, listen, see, blood, look, it ain't about the money. It's just about letting reality just sink in. Earl Spence is the A side, and Terrence Crawford. listen, it's about letting reality sink in. Terrence Crawford, his ego, and his supporters' ego, they can't understand that. You know, Earl Spence is flexing like the A side always flex. Look why people got on Canelo so much, because Canelo A side and he flex like the A side flex.
You can't compare Canelo and Earl Spence. Canelo has $150 million net worth or something. This is going up very fast.
But 147 is one of the creme de la creme of the divisions in the history of boxing. And Earl Spence, with his 3 belts, he reigning at that right now. And that means something, fam. And y'all, like, I don't give a fuck about who gonna win the fight, because it's easily Terrence Crawford could win the fight or Earl could win the fight. We don't know yet. That's what we want to see. I'm saying, if we gonna get the fight made, y'all got to understand, Earl is the A side, Terrence Crawford is the B side. Just like when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler, right?
Nah, can't compare them, man.
Historian. No, I'm just telling you, I'm putting some A side, B sides together for you, blood. Why you think Marvelous Marvin Hagler was so fucking mad at Sugar Ray Leonard, big dog? Come on, how young Sugar Ray flex on him, fam?
Hey, you know what, man? TBA. Good debate, bro. Good debate. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done, man. Earl Spence said that he was kidding around. You know, like I said before, I brought forth stuff to the debate that, you know, couldn't really be disputed because it was just factual information. You brought a lot of opinions in ILTBA. You got your opinion. I got mine. Really, to be honest with you, I don't care about the A side, B side split at all. Right? I just did this.
No, I don't either, but I'm just letting you know. That's why the fight ain't happening, because Earl A side, Terrence Crawford B side, and Terrence Crawford ego and his supporters ego.
You think that Terrence Crawford should bow down to Spence?
You know, that's in business and negotiations. That's how it happened when you're trying to make stuff happen. You got to give a little, to get a little.
Oh my goodness! Wade in the water. Hey! One day though, man, y'all, this was a fun debate. I don't care who y'all say won the debate, because I knew that this was going to happen. That we were just going to leave thinking the same thing anyway. But I would like to thank the Black Picasso Thriller, man,
yep.
For giving me ILTBA the platform. Please support the Black Picasso, man. He has a great channel. And, you know, he gave me and ILTBA the chance to come out here and, you know, air it out, man, you know, in front of all of y'all. And we appreciate y'all for coming out and all of that, man. And IO, hey, man, we're going to do that show 5 years down the line, because you still need about 5 years to put a show together, grumpy old men. And then you need about 5 more years. Me and ILTBA plan to do a show one day. So we're cool anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to remain cool no matter what. Yep. And I like to just give a shout out to everybody who participated.
Hey, blood, look, you A side and I'm B side. I got to respect that.
Yeah, but you know,
hello.
Like that with Terrence.
Hold up, blood. Excuse me.
I agree with you on that.
Hold up. Let me talk, OG. let me talk my shit. Blood, you A side and I'm B side. I got to respect that. That's why I said blood versus ILTBA, right? Because you A side and I'm B side. And I had to respect that.
Well, I'm officially retired. I'm going to become a promoter now. I'm going to promote for Thriller, Black Picasso. We're going to be bringing more talent over here to this platform. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get somebody else for IOTBA, whether he won or not. Some people might think IOTBA won. Some going to say I won, right? But we both leaving thinking the same shit we thought when we was coming in, right? And I don't really care about A side, B side. I just want these guys to come up with a time and a place. If Terrence Crawford decides to go to Dallas, that's on him. But if he decides not to, I can understand it.
Say, Blood, let me ask you something, though, because, like, real talk, if Earl wants to fight in Dallas, he can get that fight in Dallas. I'm just saying, because I'm telling you, Dallas is a player.
Hey, ILTBA, what's up with your boy, the Spit Bucket, talking about you laid down more facts about the topic? Your boy in the comment, the Spit Bucket. Man, start all that line, man. I know that you work with ILTBA, man, but cut all that capping out, my man. ILTBA didn't lay down no facts, bro. Right? So cut all that line out, man.
Hey, man. Hey,
tell your boy, man. Tell your boy to chill with that shit, man. All that capping,
come on, man. You know that's how we coming over here. We the Spit Bucket, bro. Shout out to my guy JJ Solomon. I want everybody please to go subscribe to us at the Spit Bucket. But first, shout out to my dog E Thriller, the Black Picasso, the new wave of this shit. Ain't nobody fucking with my boy E Thriller. You know, E Thriller is the new wave of this YouTube shit, and niggas is finna respect that. Like Blood say, we appreciate E Thriller for bringing us on his platform so we could talk our shit. Like, I love talking shit to Blood Boxing because I know how to get under his skin, and Blood know how to get under my skin. Like, Blood know how to say little shit just like that video he did of me yesterday. You motherfucker. You motherfucker, you. But shout out to everybody in the chat, though. And, so whoever next, this Kush the greatest, you know, he been...
shit, hey, break down with Kush. Hold
on. He been wrong. Hey, if the people want it, man, they can get it. But the next time, man, y'all just gonna have to respect the rules a little bit more for the people.
I will.
The greatest know the shit better than me, because some of these guys talk about it more than I do. I did the best. Listen, you didn't even beat the best guy on this subject matter, right? Yeah. So I would suggest that you come more prepared the next time. If you're gonna go against Kush the greatest, I think you need to come more prepared. Say,
boy, you better tell Kush the greatest. And you right, E Thriller. Now I know me and Blood was gonna go like that.
Now I knew y'all was gonna do that shit.
Yeah, but anybody else going forward, I promise. Yeah. I'm gonna respect the platform. But Kush the greatest been capping though. He been doing a lot of capping. He been riding, licking the sweat from Blood Boxing. Respectfully, he been capping on me since yesterday and capping all in the comments. But yeah, what's popping, Kush the greatest? I'm gonna respect them. What's popping, fam?
Hey man, I tell you what, man. If y'all want it, y'all can get it. Y'all just let me know. Hey, yo, Kush, man, you'd have been called to the red carpet against IOTBA.
I'll promote it. I
told him he was next. I told him he was next.
Oh shit, man. I just want to thank both of y'all, man, for taking time out of y'all day to come on and bless us, man, with y'all presence, man, y'all charisma, y'all boxing knowledge. I know y'all ain't have to do this shit. It's a lot of shit going on today with the fights coming on. So I appreciate you, OG Blood. I appreciate you, OG IOTBA, man. And until next time, man, I'm going to bring people on and let them rock so they can tell me who they think won.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and head out and listen to who they said won. And, hey, y'all don't be too hard on me now. This ain't really my subject matter, and I didn't talk no history. Right, ILTBA, see, you thought I was going to come with that history. I didn't bring none now. You got to give me some for that ILTBA.
I knew that Blood was going to come different this time. I knew that, bro. You think I ain't going to respect who I'm finna go against? Come on now, bro. You think I ain't finna be at the top level that I could be going against Blood Boxing? Boy, you must stop playing. I'm going to stay on my P's and Q. I couldn't even sleep last night. Thinking about
you're not going to be able to sleep after you hear these guys cook and say who won and you need to come off too. You need to get off and let those guys have their opinion, man.
I'm gonna let them have their opinion.
Yeah. Both of y'all got to come off, man. But hey, man, right. First of all, hold on, fellas. We had about 140 some people in here. I only got 119 likes. Y'all can't hit the like button for the goats. Y'all can't show them niggas y'all appreciation for taking time out their day. Hit that fucking like button, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all niggas be tripping with that shit. But go ahead, fellas. My bad.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, my brother. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah,
okay, I'll put my closing thought. I'm gonna let ILTBA close it out for good. But I'd like to say that it's
Thriller. Shout out to OG Blood. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all. We salute y'all. Whether we agree or disagree, one thing I want everybody to know. We all helping the sport of boxing grow. That's why boxing is so great, because everybody got different opinions. And that's why my dog E Thriller is the new wave. taking over this YouTube shit, and he finna show these boys how he coming. Like, E-Thriller is one of the most vicious, ferocious, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers I ever heard. And I'm telling y'all, like, this nigga is taking over.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot to the Black Picasso, brother. Thanks to IOTBA for the debate. Thanks everybody for coming and checking it out. We're gonna hold more debates over here with the Black Picasso if he allows us to, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man, and shout out to the whole crew, man. Like B Mac and everybody who come over here, General Big Fish and everybody who come over here, man. To the whole family. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah, salute, appreciate you, man.
Peace.
All right. Salute. Hey, man. So what I'm about to do, I'm about to drop the link in the chat if somebody want to come on and rock and state their opinion on who won the debate and why. And then y'all got to keep it to a minimum because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people that want to come on and give their opinion. So I'm going to have to move people around and kick people off. So the link is now in the chat, man. Y'all let me know. I'll let your boy, the Black Picasso, man. But, man, that was one hell of a fucking debate, man. I'm really honored and appreciative for them boys for rocking with your boy E-Thriller, man. But going out to my big bro, the Mac Mob. You're live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holla at me, fam.
E3. E3.
What's popping, fam?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
I got hold up, man. I got some. Yeah, I got some. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear,
okay.
My brother.
Yeah, I had some double echo going on, man. I had to fix that, man. Hey, hey, man. Shout out to my man E-Thriller, the Black Picasso, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Get them likes up, man. E3, man, did a wonderful job, man, putting this whole thing together, man. I want to thank E-Thriller, man. Thank you, my brother, first and foremost.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
man,
you, man.
Listen, I want to thank, man, OG Blood Boxing. I want to thank IOTBA. I don't have a winner in this battle, man, at all, man, because at the end of the day, to me, it was never about wins and losses and who won what, man. It was just two OGs going up at each other, man, giving everybody a very good, respectful debate. You know what I'm saying? On top of it, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to get loud. We supposed to chop it up. We supposed to cuss each other out a little bit. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We keep it all, man, and have joy and respect for each other, man. So at the end of the day, man, I want to salute them two brothers right there for putting on a wonderful debate, man, all day. I'm not declaring no kind of winners or nothing because to me, we all winners out here, man, because we had a great show, man, for a whole hour of just talking boxing, man. So for me, man, that's my take on it, man. I'm not gonna go with the wins and losses and this, that, and the other. You know, I don't agree with Io's whole A side, B side thing, but that's just me. But other than that, man, the debate was great, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else chop up because I know you got a lot of people on the panel. But I just want to give a shout out to them guys, man. Thank y'all for a great debate, man. Hopefully we can have some more of these.
I really appreciate that, B-Mac, man. Let me read this super chat real quick. Shout out to my boy Lightspeed, man. He said, shout out to E3 for hosting and IOTBA for allowing us to watch his funeral. Hold up. Oh, man. Salute, man. Hey, I'm going in the order in which y'all came. So I'm going to General Big Fish. Then I'm going to go to Kush. I'm going to go to L Boogie, Boxing Fan 101, Mr. Quinn, Zango, and then Noor. Go ahead, General Big Fish.
E-Thriller, what's up, baby?
What up, big bro? How you feeling?
Oh,
Big
man,
fish.
I'm over here. Juice, man. I just sweated my shirt out and everything listening to this, man. Hey, E-Thriller, I know you got blood all on your shirt, man, from them boys throwing out them low blows. Hey, you was in the ring with two bulls, man. I feel for you for a little bit, man, but I know you know how to handle your own. I'm proud of all three of y'all, man. That was very, very entertaining. Blood, Blood, you know I'm from the 214. I hope you still listening, man. But I respect and appreciate it. You getting in there and fighting for your points, man. But 214, man, I appreciate you too, buddy. That's all I want to say at the moment, man. I really enjoyed the show, man.
Already, I appreciate that, General Big Fish. Going out to my boy Kush, the greatest. You're live on the chat with E3. Holler at me, fam.
Man, first of all, salute to the panel, salute to the chat, man. I enjoyed the show, bro. It was everything I thought it was gonna be this entire week building up, man. This shit was fire. Io, he came with great points. I thought it was a fairly even debate until Blood caught some traction. And I feel like towards the end, he kind of knocked IOTBA out. The OG knocked him out. Man, I know I already called IOTBA out, so I'm gonna end it on this. Io, if you want to debate me, you better come with some better points than that. From what I seen, I studied you. That was kind of weak. But shit, I'm done. I'm done.
Already, Kush. Well, hey man, we're gonna have to get together behind the scenes so we can set that shit up, man, and let the people know so we can go ahead and promote it.
For sure.
Already, man. Going out to my boy L Boogie, man. Holla at me.
E Thriller, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What up, man? I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm all good, sir. I'm all good. Peace and respect to the panel. Salute to you, E3. Man, I really appreciate the show, man. I love the creativity. It's different, it's new, man. You got this boxing stuff back lit. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, fam.
For me, IOTBA is delusional, man. 3 belts, and just because you fight in the Arlington, you fight in the Cowboy Stadium, that don't make you an A-side. A-side is not determined by that. It's the same way like when Floyd and Manny, got together. They both was doing million-plus buys on pay-per-view. They both was multi-division weight champions. They both had brought everything to the table. And what did that boil down to? Okay, we know Floyd got the bigger side, and why did Floyd get the bigger side? That was probably because of Floyd's ego. He didn't want to, and Floyd was still undefeated. Floyd probably felt like, hey, I'm still an undefeated fighter. I know you bring a lot, Manny, but I just don't want to, get off my pedestal. And Manny say, know what? I'll accept that. It's just all depend on the fighters, man, and what they want to agree to. But, Spence with a little more, probably pay-per-view sales than Crawford's, that just don't completely make him an A-side with all that Crawford bring to the table. Belts, and because you popular and it's more people in Dallas than Omaha, that don't make you no A-side. I bet you a Bud fought in Lincoln Stadium in Nebraska, I bet he might can pack 40,000 in there. So, man, that's all I had to say. I'm going to sit back and listen and let everybody else cook.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Thriller.
Go ahead, man.
Can I say something real quick? I ain't mean to cut you off, man. Hey, L Boogie.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how is it, man, when you was on my show last night, man, you was eating corn chips and shit and building tables from IKEA, but then you come on E3 shit and you all clear and shit.
I think, no, be back. I was in a bad. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead, man. I ain't gonna waste nobody else's time. I just fucking with you.
Hey, B-Mac, he the defense scored a touchdown and he threw the headset down, man. It was broke.
I got the headset on.
Hey, what up, Coach L Boogie?
What's going on? General Big Fish, baby.
Hey, yo, fellas, hold on now. Let me go out to a boxing fan one-on-one. He was next, and then I'm going to go to Mr. Quentin, Zango, Nort, and Mosquito Spray, and then Light Speed. Go ahead, boxing fan one-on-one.
Well, what's going on, guys? Just enjoying the show. It was a hilarious show. Nice back and forth. I'll give it to Blood this round because IOTBA only came with like one fact, and he didn't really expound on his fact. He was just going back and forth with that one side of his argument, whereas Blood Boxing was coming with a whole bunch of different facts. He was explaining, he was giving good thesis and good background, good reflection and everything. He was just breaking it down much better. So I'll probably give it to Blood Boxing. But I'd love to watch one of these debates again. It was a great show.
Thanks, fam. I appreciate that, boxing fan one-on-one. Salute. Going out to my big bro, Mr. Quentin. Mr. Quentin. Ah, shit. Well, let me go ahead and go to Zango. Zango.
Yo.
What's poppin', Zango? How are you, sir?
Hey, man. Yo, so I love the debate. I love the debate. I respect both of these guys, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. They all came with their points, and I love the points, some of the points that they made. For me personally, I would have much rather IOTBA substantiate the whole A-side Errol Spence thing, because he spent a lot of time saying Errol Spence is the A-side, Errol Spence is the A-side, never actually saying why Errol Spence is the A-side. He tried to do it once, then Blood Boxing refuted it and gave him like numbers why Errol Spence is not, and then he just completely ignored it and just started going off about how Errol Spence is the A-side and Crawford has to bow down. Now we already know what the A-side thing can be made out of: popularity, numbers, and I guess achievements as well. Now the popularity part is more subjective, and that's where IOTBA seem to have been coming from, instead of addressing the more objective part being the actual numbers. And when it was brought up, it was like he had no idea how else to defend himself except his initial points. So it seems in that area he wasn't really, you understand? He wasn't really that prepared. So I had to give it to Blood Boxing overall. But IOTBA tried his best, man. He tried his best, but Blood Boxing by KO in the 10th round. You understand?
All right, I appreciate that, Zango. Let me go back to Mr. Quinn. I think he's ready now, man. You're live on the chat with E3. Holler at me, fam.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Oh man, say man, after last night, I couldn't help but be ready for this morning, man. And I want to say shout out to both of them, man. I think, for the most part, both of them had their points. So I'm not going to be biased and declare a winner, right?
Yeah.
Because I understood what IO was trying to explain, but I just think he didn't elaborate too much. He had something going when he spoke up on Hagler and Sugar Ray, but he didn't expand on it too much like he should have, man. So I ain't gonna declare no winner, man. It was a good debate. But I knew what I was trying to say, you know what I'm saying? Just as well as I like that Blood did a little research and pulled up those defenses, title defenses, things of that nature. That was good. So both of them had their moments. I'm gonna say it like that.
Already, I appreciate that, Mr. Quinn. Shout out to my boy, the Boxing Guy 7, man, for that $5 super chat donation. He said, I'm at work, Bluetooth on my ears. I agree with Blood. 6-round KO for me. Already, man. I appreciate that, fam. All right, going out to my boy, Conan. I believe that's your name. You're live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, fam.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's popping, man? Floor is yours, my brother.
All right, so I just want to tell everybody, man, shout out to everybody. I found you like a couple months ago, man, and sub instantly. So I'm really loving the content. I kind of like usually catch it on the playback,
Okay.
So
thank
this
you,
is my
man.
first time actually getting on live, but y'all boys be cooking, man. But
appreciate that, fam.
No worries, man. And everybody like and sub to the channel. Y'all don't forget that. But I wanted to say, man, I know y'all cool with ILTBA, man, but I just want to throw the nail in the coffin on him, man. He lost that one, bro. He really did. Like some of the points that he mentioned about Roy Jones didn't have a promoter, when he started bringing up Crawford not being signed, Roy Jones didn't have a promoter, and he was, doing stuff on his own. When he talks about A side, B side, there's really no A side and B side when you matching Crawford with Spence, because neither one of them are that well known. Crawford just happened to be on the bad end of a YouTube war. You know what I'm saying? And Spence is leveraging his community, to make him look as if he's the A side. And when you have the numbers that people bring up, people always want to try to talk and bring up the actual numbers, right? They bring up Floyd numbers when it comes to the pay-per-views, right? But when Rick Glazier come out with the numbers, they forget that a lot of Rick Glazier numbers were Floyd numbers, So how can you discredit that man when some of Floyd's biggest fights come from Rick Glazier numbers? And I see he didn't bring up that. But when it comes to the A side, B side, I think most of the time that people are arguing this is because they're arguing with people from YouTube that didn't like Crawford not giving him interviews. You know what I'm saying? And sided with Spence, but how can Spence be the A side when every time he's brought up with Crawford? So that was just my take on it. But yeah, that's all I had to say on that part.
Already, man. I appreciate you for tapping in for the first time on my channel, man. And I appreciate that sub, fam. Salute.
Oh, no worries, man. Y'all take it easy.
You too, my brother. Going out to my big bro, Mosquito Spray.
What's up, E3? How you doing, man? How everybody doing on the panel?
Doing well, man. Floor is yours, my brother.
Going on?
Hey,
Already,
let me go in the bathroom first. Hold on.
Oh, hell. First off, man, much respect and shout out to the OGs, Mr. ITBA and Blood Boxing, man, for putting on a hell of a performance for us, man. We all appreciate it. And appreciate you having it on your channel, E3. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As far as the debate itself, man, you know, both the guys put in some good points and everything. I think on the popularity thing, I'll just go on and call it even. You know, even though I agree with more of what Blood Boxing was saying, that you know, we know, from my opinion, you know, Errol Spence is nowhere near the level of stardom that Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, or Floyd Mayweather. None of that. You know, as far as we trying to be the A side, B side, and the reason that. But the reason our TBA is right is because, but what he's not mentioning is he's backed by people that allowed him to avoid Terence Crawford until he had to fight. So that's why he was able to stall the fight, so to speak, or whatever, because of who he's with. So that, yeah, from that standpoint, yeah, but as far as like any kind of stardom, no. So I call that a push from the stylistic standpoint. The way Blood Boxing was, you know, pulled up Crawford's record versus Southpaws. He taught me some stuff today. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? All them names or whatever. And then as for how they match up in the ring, I get that, you know, it's for how in depth he was able to go. You can see the man took notes and was prepared, you know, when it came to that. So I give him that, and then also the what else was it? One more subject. Oh, the accomplishments. How Spence, you know, during his reign, he had 6 title defenses and 3 stoppages. And with Crawford, you can't, like, you know, the popular thing to do for aerosexual to do is just ignore everything Crawford did before he came to 47. You have to add it in. 14 title defenses, 11 stoppages. And then even at welterweight, he's been in the, you know, since he's been there, he stopped every man in there. So from the accomplishment standpoint, of course, you know, with the lightweight title, undisputed at lineal championship. He was on, I believe he was lineal at lightweight at one time also. He was lineal at 47. At 40, and undisputed. And then, you know, now you got a belt at 47. So accomplishments, you know, I give Blood Boxing the edge on that or whatever. So that's 2-1. Hey, the OG Blood Boxing won the debate, man.
Okay,
So,
then. I appreciate that,
I
Mosquito. Hey, man, going out to my boy Lightspeed, man. Holla at me.
Hey, salute E3, peace to the chat.
Salute. Floor is yours, my brother.
Yes, sir. I wanna I'm a keep the gloves on because it seems like everyone's being nice and respectful. So I'll be nice and respectful. I won't roast nobody. But I ain't gonna roast nobody. I get my participation trophies out. So, you know, shout out to Blood and shout out to IO. It was a good debate. I just think I got to give y'all kudos for even the whole thing happening because I think that it's just a great idea. Yeah, and I hope y'all keep doing it. And I definitely see success for that. The last thing I'm gonna say is this: I'm glad. One of the reasons I'm glad y'all had this debate is because that whole A side B side argument is one of the most frustrating arguments for me. Just because to me, it don't make no sense. And just to keep it short, really what it is for me, every time I hear those arguments, I hear something that's going to prevent the fight from happening. Like, if anything, I'd rather just, you know, and I respect debate. I think it's important that it happen. But I'd rather talk about generally who's going to win and other things like that. Another thing that just push the fight forward. But I feel like, you know what I mean, a lot of times that A side, B side talk, you know, Spence fanatics ain't going to say it, but that's just setting up conditions. Like, you, okay, go ahead and set up all your alibis and all your excuses and everything else, you know, probably because you probably don't want to see the fight. That's just what it seems like most of the time. So I would say that's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to say who won or nothing like that. But I just think that whole A side, B side argument is kind of twice defeated before you even start. Like, it just don't really hold much weight to me.
I appreciate that, my brother Lightspeed, man. Let me go out to my boy Latch Puma. You live on the chat with E3. Holla at me, fam.
What's up, chat? What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Shit good, man. Floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, I agree with Lightspeed, man. I'm with it. I mean, it was a good debate, hell of a debate. Y'all, you and B-Mac, man, y'all blowing up, man. Yeah, blowing
Appreciate
up.
that, lad.
Y'all doing a good thing. A good thing. Good brothers. I don't even know y'all, but y'all good brothers. I call B-Mac all the time. But
yeah, all day.
But nah, I'm with that, man. I don't even think it should be A side, B side. Just split the joint down the middle, right? Get the fight going. Whoever win, then you go to the A side, B side. Just get the fight going. Just leave it at that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no obstacles in the way. We already waited 4 or 5 years. Just get it out the way. Let him go. Because the thing is, if I was Terrence Crawford, you make me wait and I punish you, I'm not gonna give you a rematch. I'm going straight to Charlo. And
that's why we want the 60-40 right there. That BS right there you just said.
Nah. You make me wait. ain't no BS. Ain't no BS.
Oh damn, lad. So you basically saying if Crawford win, he shouldn't even give Earl a rematch?
No, I'm saying they don't. There's no 60-40. Do 50-50. But I'm saying if I was Crawford, I wouldn't even. I would just go straight to Charlo after that. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna do the A side B side thing, do it on a rematch.
Last Puma. So I'm sorry to interrupt the flow of everything. I just don't understand this. So
yeah, everybody been talking by now, y'all. So y'all can just go in, y'all. Just FYI.
Yeah, IOTBA. That's all he is saying. If I was in this position, that's all he's saying is creating a conversation. But y'all getting a booty bite about it, and it's like he can't have an opinion to say that.
He's not saying that.
It's a valid point.
He's not saying that. Big Fish. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You good, B Mackie. I ain't got no problem with getting interrupted. I interrupt.
Hey, hold on, fellas. Hold on, y'all. Hey, one thing we not gonna do is disrespect the queens in the motherfucking building. I be seeing this whole ass nigga on my channel hating on my shit all the time. I never block you, bro. But what you ain't about to do is disrespect the ladies. So whoever got a wrench in this fucking chat, get this nigga out of here, bro. Get this whole ass nigga out of here.
What he saying that bullshit for?
Go ahead, fellas. I apologize about that, Miss Fistiana. Salute.
Get that she don't say nothing. She don't say nothing reckless. No way.
Yeah, get that
nigga
out of here,
bro. Shit.
Hey, somebody with a wrench, get him out of here. Go ahead, fellas. Matter of fact, let me try to do that. Y'all go ahead. Whole ass
nigga. Last Puma, but yeah, it ain't. I hear what you saying, but that's what we saying. Right now, in my opinion, those titles that Terrence Crawford has earned at 140 and 135, they're not going to be on the negotiating table. So yeah, those are hell of accomplishments for him to that go in his book and in history for the Terrence Crawford story. But pertaining to a fight between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, those belts mean nothing to Errol Spence at 140 and 135. He can't, if he go into that fight, those titles not gonna be on the line. So those are irrelevant in this fight.
We all got opinions with that. I'm just saying that's between the fight. I'm just saying that's what I think. Because I mean, we can go back and forth with this all day long and go all day on the line. I'm just saying because people use. My thing is people use that for Garcia. Or Garcia was a champion, but that was at 140. But then when it comes up to Crawford, then there's something to say. So I mean that's just my opinion. But if they're gonna do the B side, A side, B side, then do it on the second fight. If it's the second fight, that's all I'm saying.
Last Puma on the Mikey Garcia. This is my last point on that. Mikey Garcia, his accomplishments down at 140 and all that wasn't a selling point for Errol Spence to make that fight. In my opinion, it was a big Mexican fan base that was the attraction to make a fight with Mikey Garcia in Texas. So that's the primary reason for that fight being made was money, and Mikey Garcia at the time was a popular fighter.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you talk to people like other people out here that's supposed to be boxing fans, they're gonna say Mikey Garcia was a champion. I'm not saying that made the fight. I'm just saying they're gonna have the same argument.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you or anybody on the on the panel, but they're gonna make their argument up. Oh, Mikey Garcia had 4 belts. Mikey Garcia was undisputed. Mikey Garcia this, did that. I'm not bringing that. I'm just saying they don't. use that with Terrence Crawford. They use that with Mike Garcia, but when it comes to Crawford, it's something different. That didn't mean anything. They use it for Danny Garcia. Oh, he was top notch at 140, but 147 he did absolutely nothing. That's all I'm saying.
So why is it different though when it comes to Crawford though?
That's why I said I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right.
It's different with everybody. B Mac, what do you mean? It was different because of Bob Arum and Top Rank. It was different because he's more of a threat. B Mac, I'm not like everybody else. I don't believe. I know Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, and so you're not going. You go like I've been saying for the past 3-4 months. The plan. Well, I ain't gonna even say that. Why? You save the best for last. I'm not gonna mess up my business by taking the obstacle that I don't have to take yet. That's more risky than the other one. So he made a perfect play to get to where he is now. Everybody could have been complaining and laughing at him if he would have lost his last fight or the fight against Porter. Then yeah, he would have been right to criticize him. But right now, he called him out after his last fight, so we about to see what we want to see. So to answer your question, B Mac, the difference is it's a whole lot of difference, mainly because it's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is better than Mikey Garcia. Terrence Crawford was better than Porter. So yeah.
So that means that the Errol Spence wasn't ready for that smoke, first of all, and they already know that Terrence Crawford is that man. So if he is that man.
After a car wreck, yeah, he wasn't ready. Yeah, he had to come back.
No. Mikey Garcia was before the car wreck.
Hey, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about what we can go to. I chose that reference point, so you can choose the one that you pick. But yeah, after the car wreck, and for his next fight, nobody was expecting for him to fight Terrence Crawford. Nobody wanted to see that, especially Terrence Crawford, because nobody didn't want to hear an excuse being made that I wasn't my best.
But Crawford gave him that respect and said, I don't want to fight you right after the
yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. That.
Well,
that's a fact.
I just said that.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand why we still out here trying to downplay what Crawford has done at the lower weight classes. Part of what made Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao so important and made their fight so big was because Manny Pacquiao was a 9-division champion, Floyd was a 5-division champion. Part of the reason why Crawford is so revered is because of the accomplishments that he has done so far. It is also a selling point. To downplay that selling point, to me, in my opinion, makes absolutely no sense. Whether it's 147 or not, Mikey Garcia got as much reverence as he did, not only because of the Mexican fan base. If Mikey Garcia had no belts at all and just had a big Mexican fan base, no one would be talking about fighting Errol Spence. But because he had the Mexican fan base, as well as the belts and the achievements, that's what made him so revered. That's what made them be able to sell the fight in the first place. I don't think we should be selling short Terrence Crawford's achievements at 140, etc., and being undisputed, because these are actual talking points. That's how we know that he's a good fighter. It's not just the eye test, it's because of what he's done. But that's just my opinion on it.
General Big Fish. General Big Fish.
Coach Tomlin, what's up?
So you say Errol didn't want to mess up his business by fighting Crawford early. That's what you're saying, right?
That in a sense, yeah.
So he gonna wait till now to mess up his business? That don't make sense, General Big Fish. It's a clear duck. It's a clear duck, General Big Fish. That don't make sense. Why would he mess up his business now?
Hey, he has no choice at this moment, Boogie. How can't you see that? He can't, like, it'll be obvious now.
He should have got Bud sooner then, General Big Fish. He should have got him sooner then.
No, why? Why?
Get him out the way.
It's matured when it's supposed to mature. It's happening now.
We couldn't guarantee that, Big Fish, that they both was going to be the ones standing at this time back then. We couldn't guarantee that 4 years ago. It just happened to fall this way. We almost lost Errol.
Hey, man,
Come on,
you got to
General
roll
Big
the
Fish,
dice.
you know that's a duck.
Hey,
That's a
Boogie,
clear
he rolled the
dub.
dice and hit a 7, my nigga.
Exactly.
I think one of the biggest reasons for why everybody wants to see this fight is because of what Terrence Crawford has done at 135 and 140 and up until this point at 147, and what Earl has done at 147, which is why, I mean, the fight is so goddamn intriguing. So I don't understand why some of you dudes take away from what he's done in the past to focus or key in or hone in on that one particular division, because if we just focusing on that, then it's like, well, goddamn, like what about all this other shit he did? When I go to a job and apply for it, I'm not going to not list my prior jobs, history, accomplishments, accolades, and everything that come with it in order for me to get this new position that I'm applying for. What sense does that make?
That's your resume.
That's my resume, bro. Like, I don't understand that point that y'all try to make when it comes to Bud.
Okay, can I rebuttal that?
Hold on, before you rebuttal, Big Fish, I gotta say something. E-Thriller, man. Hey, look, man. I don't know if y'all recognize, man. Man, if y'all out here taking the shit, man, on live, man, y'all gotta cut it out, bro. I know y'all heard the damn toilet flush and shit out here, man.
Man, I didn't even hear it, bro. Yeah, man, mute your audio, man. Come on, man.
Mute your audio, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, B-Mac, man, you got some hell of an ears, boy.
Niggas can't be taking shits, man.
Hey,
Come
man,
on,
I got the studio mic and shit, man. Now, I'm just saying, bro.
Right.
God damn,
Go ahead,
bro.
rebuttal, Big Fish.
Mute your
Yeah, mute your audio, man. Y'all niggas wild.
Hey man, I'm a pass the buck on that, B man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all hear that shit, man? Motherfuckers out here.
Big Fish, somebody already passed something. Don't worry about it.
Hey, look, people in the chat, man. They say, yeah, we did. I'm trying to tell you.
Bro, I ain't even hear that
B-Mac.
shit.
Hey, B-Mac.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give it just to cut the subject, move the subject real quick. I got somebody for you right here. You see that?
That's the champ.
Hey, what's
right
up,
there,
Nux? What's up, Nux? What's up, baby?
What up,
I
Nux?
got my earpiece in.
Yeah,
What's
bad
going
boy,
on, man?
Hey, make sure y'all go check out the video on B-Mac short and on my short, man, of Knuckles, man. He go hard.
Put your video on.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Jay. That's my lad. What's up, though? Yeah, that's right, though. Don't be scared of that camera, man. You're going to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, we got to get the young man ready. We gonna be talking about him next. We can't have him camera shy and not being able to promote himself like Bud. So go ahead and get him ready.
Oh man, there you go. There you go.
But I have a question though. Why was IOTBA really saying that Terrence Crawford is boring when Errol Spence talks like he has molasses in his mouth? Like that guy is so freaking unentertaining. He's not very entertaining at all. He talks like he's half asleep. Like I call him Eeyore, for crying out loud. The guy talks so. I hit harder. I'm gonna sell out. I'm the big fish. Why does he talk like that? How you gonna call that guy?
Cause he a fucking boxer. That's how he talk like that. He been hitting the head too many times. What you mean?
He got oversized teeth.
That. You can't say stuff like that. He doesn't have CTE so early. Come on, he barely.
How you know? How you know that?
His teeth oversized now.
Yeah, and he got dentures in. Come on, man, leave him alone.
Okay, so what's Canelo's excuse? What's people like Javante Davis? They speak perfectly fine. So why are you saying Errol?
Why you even talking about this dumbass shit about how the man talk? Come on,
because that was an argument. Like he wasn't entertaining. I don't understand that. Like Terrence Crawford, they're both like chill people. They're not really like outspoken. They're not big talkers. So I don't know why they're talking about how Terrence Crawford is boring when Errol Spence is just as boring. I don't understand why that's a talking point. I didn't understand that. If you guys can elaborate on that more.
All things are not equal. So if Errol Spence is boring, Terrence Crawford is a little bit worse. So y'all keep talking about everything 50-50. Y'all laughing. Well, the topic of the day is why is Errol Spence the A side and Crawford is the B side. So the numbers are in the proof. Is everything across the board proves that Terrence Crawford is the B side. The ticket sales, pay-per-view numbers. His promotional company treat him like shit. Every fucking thing.
You know what?
That don't
Y'all
got
keep
nothing to
talking
do
this
with
pay.
it,
Y'all
Big
talking this
Fish.
pay-per-view numbers, right? But the man guarantee $1.5 million. See, are y'all talking about his pay-per-view numbers or you talking about the company's pay-per-view numbers? Because see, when y'all break down those numbers, them making $1.5 million a fight, you're not getting paid. And if you look at that last little pay-per-view with 50-50 and all this, and you say, well, he got a maximum at $5 million and a maximum at 2.5. Don't you understand that their numbers are capped? That means that no matter how much money they made, if they would have sold 1 million pay-per-views, Errol Spence wouldn't have got $20 million. He would have got 5. That was his cap. No, that was his cap. No, y'all talk about pay-per-view numbers, but that's not pay-per-view money for Errol Spence. That's pay-per-view money for PBC. So are they his numbers or are they their numbers? Because see, $1.5 million, and then you get a maximum of $5 million. It don't matter how many pay-per-views he sells. He's only making pay-per-view sales so he can max out his contract at 5.
Hey, B-Mac, Earl Spence works for a company just like Terrence Crawford used to. So yeah, Earl Spence is working for the company, but he get the deal of whatever he get. You moving the goalpost? No, hold on.
No,
let
I'm
me
not
finish.
moving the goalpost.
You moving the goalpost by talking about how much Terrence Crawford makes. It's Bob Arum's overpaid and keeps telling y'all that he could have built a $30 million mansion for all the money that he lost. So yeah, Terrence Crawford.
So you say, so Bob Arum's overpaying? No, not Bob Arum's overpaying. Maybe that Errol Spence is just not getting paid enough. That's your opinion on whether he get paid. So y'all believe Bob when y'all want to believe Bob. Y'all take Bob for what? Oh, he's lying when it doesn't fit your narrative. Y'all say when it's something good for fitting your narrative, you say Bob is telling the truth. So if y'all want to put that in there, I mean it just doesn't really make sense because y'all not keeping the whole thing a buck, to be honest with you.
Right, but you're overpaying the man, but you want him to come back too. So which one is it?
And not only that, he was the main fighter for the ESPN app when it first came out. He was the main fighter because he was the one who was pulling in the most money out of all of them before Tyson Fury came in. So the whole thing about them treating him like shit was more based upon hearing what Bob said, which BMAC shows that it's always the picking and choosing what Bob says is real and what Bob is lying about. So that's not something that we can take for as a serious point to make. You understand what I'm saying?
And let's be honest when it comes to A side and B side, right? When you the A side and all this, right? You the big man and you the big fish. Let's dead this whole argument because I'm tired of all this bullshit. Let's be honest. When you the A side and you the B side, and when we talk about the Oscar De La Hoyas and the Floyd Mayweathers, whether it's Mike Tyson or whatever, that when you fight that man and you the cash cow or you a Canelo's and all the other shit that they talk about in reference to this whole thing with Errol Spence, the fighter who you fighting, don't they make their career payday? They make their career payday off of that man because he is the A side. He is the big man. He's the big fish. You make more money fighting Crawford than you fight Errol Spence. And that is facts.
Porter showed that.
All these dudes, when they fought Crawford, they got paid more than when they fought Errol Spence.
Yeah, and Porter showed that too.
And as much as Bob Arum says that he lost money, Bob wanted to sign Crawford back. He actually wanted Crawford to come back to fight on Top Rank. Like he wanted him. It's not like he didn't want him.
Danny was getting less than $3 million to fight Spence, but he getting $3 million to fight Crawford. Porter got $4 million. Amir Khan got paid.
So do you know what that means, General Big Fish? Huh?
You quiet now.
Shit, something must be going on with his phone or something. He's still on here, but go ahead, L Boogie. Go ahead, make your point.
But no, like they just were saying, you know, to fight Crawford and for you to make more money than you being in your own stable to fight on your own side and make less, that means that the people in the suits know that you are not worth or you are not pulling these kind of numbers in, so and therefore we can't pay you that kind of money. It's not that Bob and them got a bigger pool of money than what PBC can pull from. It's just like that they know, you don't draw that much money over here, so we can't pay you that.
It's like they picking a
Evidently,
fighter.
Bud was doing something.
Yeah, so it's like they picking a fighter and saying, okay, we're gonna try to make this person the cash cow, but they trying so hard with Earl, it's not working. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how people get a style and we just start riding style. Nikes come out, or everybody on Nike. You know what I'm saying? And they doing that with Earl, but it's not working with Earl. Like Seth Mitchell, they tried to make Seth Mitchell the black American heavyweight, and they couldn't do it. So they riding and riding. Earl can't do it. Canelo was the only cash cow in boxing. The only cash cow, in my opinion.
Tim Smith clearly said it in that interview. Even though he tried to, downplay Crawford, but he wasn't promoted right and, structured right to be a pay-per-view star. He told you we still, trying to build our fighters to that point, talking about Errol Spence and claiming ain't no money in the fight. But you will come up with $50 million for the cash cow Canelo to fight basically unknown Caleb Plant, who never been on pay-per-view, never proved anything. So Caleb Plant bigger than Earl Spence? Like it don't make sense, man. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It don't make sense. I don't know if the suits ducking, they all ducking. It ain't making sense.
Crawford is the high risk, man. That's what it is. They're making Earl Spence the poster child of PBC, and they don't want him to lose. That's all it is.
Hey, hold on, fellas, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you're in the chat and enjoying the show, man. If you haven't hit the like button already, please hit that like button. Please, please, please. Go ahead, fellas.
Wouldn't you say Anthony Joshua is another cash cow? Just because of the numbers he used to pull? If Canelo is like the biggest cash cow, wouldn't AJ be the second, in your guys' opinion, or no?
I don't know. Can AJ come over here and get that kind of bread?
I don't know if he'll sell out 70. I'm not sure about that.
See, but Canelo can sell that out. I think he can go anywhere and fight and sell out.
No, for sure. That's not a question. But would you say like AJ's like like if there's like a rankings for cash cows, wouldn't you say AJ's like maybe second? Because I don't see anybody.
Oh, I would. No.
I think with that loss,
doing over there?
Yeah.
What AJ drawing power is in that UK over there? Like, what he doing? Like, what he drawing like in the stadiums and pay-per-view and stuff?
100,000. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
Fury put 94 over there, 94,000.
100,000.
Yeah. AJ used to be the guy. He used to be the guy for real.
Yeah, but when AJ was supposed to fight Andy Ruiz, it was supposed to be what you call it again? It was supposed to be a test to see how he actually draws in the US. He wasn't truly proven yet, at that point. So the US is a very, very important stage to prove how much you actually draw. Because before that, if you're only fighting in the UK, we all know that those are not the real numbers to focus on. As it pertains to A side, B side, and all these things, it's always the States.
Now, him and Wilder would have made some money together. They both was undefeated going. That would have been like that.
I still want that fight, low key. I still want that fight.
I still think that fight can do big numbers. To be honest.
No, for sure, without a doubt. I feel like Wilder can do big numbers just because of the trilogy. I feel like he's maybe top 10 cash cows in boxing right now because everybody wants him to come back.
Yeah, he lost to Fury. I mean, you gotta get Wilder's props, man.
Hey, I want to ask y'all a question.
Yep.
I want to ask y'all a question real quick.
Oh yeah,
besides Dan Raphael and Rick Glazier, which we know Dan Raphael is a writer, reporter, we know Rick Glazier be involved hands on with the business. Besides them two, did Showtime or anybody ever put out Spence's on Ugas pay-per-view numbers?
Nah, they don't put their numbers out no more, bro. They don't put the official numbers out anymore.
Okay, they don't put them out no more? Okay.
Nah.
Okay. Okay.
As far
So
as
you
I
talking
know.
about for Earl Spence or something?
He's talking about for everybody in general because they didn't put out the Areola numbers. They didn't put out Tank numbers. They didn't put out Keith Thurman numbers. They ain't put out no numbers, bro, in a minute.
Okay. They
I think
put
the
out
last
no numbers.
numbers that they put out was Tank and Barrios, if I'm not mistaken.
Now they put the Areola and them out numbers.
They put the official numbers out?
See, Areola and them was on Fox. That wasn't on Showtime. That was on Fox pay-per-view. That's the difference. All them guys was on Fox pay-per-view. They wasn't on Showtime pay-per-view. And that's why you knew the Areola and them did like 35,000. That's why the Keith Thurman numbers came out at 55,000 because that was Fox pay-per-view. That wasn't Showtime pay-per-view. I don't know when the last time Showtime did they pay-per-view. So, pull out their numbers like you said. So that's why I was asking, was he talking about the Earl Spence numbers?
Yeah, I was talking about Spence and Ugas, but it was also for everybody too in general. Like, but I was talking about Spence and Ugas.
Yeah, Boogie.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I had jumped off to let everybody get on or whatever, but you said something. I got to get on you.
Damn, Quentin.
Yes, sir, Mr. Quentin.
Oh, shit.
Kill him, Quentin. Kill his ass.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go.
Earlier, you pretty much his other card right here. Earlier, when you talked about Floyd and Manny, right?
Yes.
You didn't realize you made the A-side point and didn't even realize it. Because both of them have massive fan bases, right? But Floyd was flexing the way he was flexing, right? And you said Floyd got a little more. Why?
Right.
You said what? Because of why? You say because Floyd had a little bit more popularity than Manny, right?
Right.
Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna ask you a question. When Crawford fought Victor Postall on pay-per-view, did you pay for it? Honest question.
Hold on, Mr.
They
Quinn.
can't hold it against you. Hold on, ask you a question.
Hold on, my headset had blanked out. Somebody tried to call in. Say what you just said again. I didn't hear you.
Okay. I asked you when Crawford fought Victor Postall, did you purchase that pay-per-view? Be honest.
I went to the fight, Mr. Quinn. I went to it in
You
Vegas.
went to that one?
2016 for my birthday. I went to it. I was in the audience. I went to the fight.
Man, that's what's up. What about the Khan fight?
What about the Khan fight?
Yeah.
Now I didn't pay for the Khan fight. I got a fire stick, Mr. Quentin.
Hold on. Why you didn't pay for it?
Why I didn't pay for the Khan fight?
Why you wouldn't pay for it? Why would you wouldn't spend your money on it? Just say the reason why. Be honest.
Listen. I will pay for it. I will pay for it, Mr. Quentin. But I got a fire stick at home, so I look at a lot of my fights on streaming. Now I will pay for it. I don't got no problem with that.
Mosquito spray, get your fat ass out that fast food line, man.
Nah, he on mute, bro. Hey, yo, mute your audio,
Hey,
man. You got
my bad, fellas. That was me.
Mute your audio, please. Go ahead, finish your point, man.
Say, General Dickhead, I ain't in no drive through.
That was Latch.
Mr. Quinn.
Latch. Not El Boogie. My point is this here. Y'all can say that his numbers decline. Y'all can say all that, but when you add them all up, you add up all his pay-per-views combined, and they still won't come close. Y'all talking about if y'all put him in Lincoln Stadium, he will sell it out. You better stop that. Why did he fight in the bubble then? If that was the case, why did he fight in the bubble? He fought in the bubble.
Can I say something real quick before you address El Boogie?
Go ahead, Mr. B-Mac.
Okay. Well, let's get it. We can't put all his.
Not to cut you off, fam. Hey, hold it down, B-Mac. I got to do some shit, bro. Hold it down.
I got you. Okay. To answer your question real quick, Ms. Quinn, what we can't do is we can't add all his numbers up and put them into one because y'all don't want to address and allow Terrence Crawford to use previous divisions for his 50-50 status. So if y'all can't use previous divisions in 130 and 140, we can't add all of Errol Spence pay-per-views. We can only go by his last pay-per-view.
Okay, watch this here.
You moving
All right,
the
all right.
goalpost.
Oh, no. See that?
Good
Oh,
point.
I'm moving the goalpost,
We
but
moving
y'all
that
not.
goalpost.
I'm moving the goalpost, but y'all not. See what I'm
Nah,
saying?
that's
See
not
what I'm
valid.
saying? Yeah, see,
You
it
being
don't
unfair,
work both
B-Mac.
ways. Oh,
You
now
being
I'm
That's a
unfair.
good point.
Now I'm
That's a
unfair.
good point.
Hold on.
Nah, that's not
Now
no
I'm
good
unfair.
point.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that.
That ain't no good
That's a
point.
good point.
No,
Hold
that's
on. Let me
fuck
holler
out.
back at B-Mac on that, because that was a good one, but I got one better than that.
Man, no,
Watch
it
this.
ain't. Quit conceding to bullshit. Quit
Let me get him.
conceding to that bullshit that be spitting, man. Fuck that. Don't concede to that bull. That wasn't no good point. That was some bullshit.
Hold on.
Good point.
I say that was his point, but I got a better one, because watch this here. If we say we're not going to use past divisions, things of that nature, we're not going to add up all the pay-per-view numbers together. This is the one thing that we must add up the most. When it comes to that A-side, B-side bullcrap that they have, it's all through the ends of time, it's always going to amount to who brings the more butts to the seats. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Crawford, he got some fans, but he ain't got no fans that's truly supportive of him, as far as it's more people that hate PBC than actual Terrence Bud Crawford fans. Because if so, it would reflect. We can't ignore that either. And that's in which everybody that's quote unquote advocating for this man to get 50-50 the whole 9 yards, we need to advocate on supporting this man whenever he fight, regardless of who he fight. Shouldn't have to wait for him just to fight Errol Spence just to support Terrence Bud Crawford. Because he should have been getting that support.
How is he
No,
not
he
getting the
always
support?
been getting
He
it,
ain't
Mr.
getting
Quinn.
support because he sells 60,000 pay-per-views whenever his ass fight on pay-per-view. Good point, Quentin. That's a great point.
And hold on. And I'm gonna show you something. And this is why I also say, as far as with the resume, right, that it's all right, but at 147, it wasn't nothing worthy of anybody spending their money on, including the people that support him. None of those fights were. None of those fights were.
Hey, Quentin.
Every
The
fight
way things going on now.
That Khan fight was the biggest fight on pay-per-view of notoriety name that he fought. Victor Postol, that shit should have never been put on PB. That fight should have been free TV.
Hey, Quentin, you can spike the ball now. You just go to touchdown, man.
Hey, Quentin, the way stuff is going on now, people don't want to pay for nothing though.
And see, that's another thing. We going back to trying to discredit someone with this, or he ain't putting up Floyd Mayweather numbers, Canelo numbers. Ain't nobody is no more because of the fire sticks.
Exactly.
Them sticks.
Right. Don't nobody want to pay for nothing no more.
Yeah,
do you know how many people? Do you know how many people streamed that Ugas Spence fight?
A lot.
They say about 7 million people.
Don't do that dumb shit. I'm about to say, don't do that dumb shit. 7 million. 7 million.
Hold on. They say a lot of people illegally stream that fight.
Come on, bro. Hey, you can't do that, man. When Manny Pacquiao for Floyd Mayweather, they didn't even get 7. They didn't get 7 million, man. Let's stop. Come on, man. You can't sit up here and say Errol Spence and them they had 7 million streams. You can't listen to that propaganda. You know better than that.
B-Mac, I disagree, B-Mac.
Come on with
B-Mac, hold on, B-Mac. How many pay-per-view buys?
Bro.
Hey, B-Mac, how many pay-per-view? I know you know everything about boxing. You know way more than me about boxing. So how many pay-per-views did that fight sell? Pacquiao and Spence. I mean Pacquiao and Mayweather. Approximately. Did they go over 1 million, right?
Yeah, they went over 3 million. Yes.
So okay, so if it was 3 million people that paid their hard-earned money to watch that shit, I guarantee you it's another 7 to 10 million freeloaders that bought that streamed that fucking fight.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. No, come on, man. No, that's the biggest fight in the last 30 years. Everybody watched that fight.
So it's fair to say then Terrence Crawford had 5 million then,
Hey,
or
probably
6
so,
million,
but
right?
he don't have. He
That's
don't
what
have.
you said.
He probably
Come
so,
on,
B-Mac,
man.
but
Come
we
on.
can only go off of what they report on the pay-per-view buy.
Yeah,
So.
but where you get that report from? You got that from a YouTuber, man. That's what he
Nah,
got
I
it
didn't
from
get it.
YouTuber.
Hey, only YouTube.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Quinn came up with
okay,
the
I was
point.
just about to say.
B-Mac,
came up with the point of 7 million.
You correct, B-Mac, and you know what? I apologize, because you know what? I really don't go by that. You know what I go by? I go by Google. You know what I'm saying? I go by Google.
Right.
I go by Google. So you know what? You're absolutely right. We're not going to go by that propaganda, but we're going to say a lot of people streamed it, right? We can't compare those times right now. If you hit about 300,000, anywhere between 250 to 300,000 in these days and times, that's considered good.
Who
You know what I'm saying?
doing that? Who doing that, Quentin? And how do you know they doing it?
What you mean who doing it? Earl Spence
doing
doing it.
that?
What are
How
you
do you
talking
know?
about? Earl Spence did it with Mikey. He did
Spence
it with
doing it,
Sean.
or Spence doing it with the opponent?
Right. Spence ain't doing it by himself.
Come on, Quentin. It take Bud. It take Bud and it take Errol to come together to make a big event. By default, that's going to equal a 50-50. You can't get around it, Quentin.
Watch this. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this.
It's a 50-50.
Watch this here. Let's explain it like this. Let's see if you catch on this way. Me and you fighting, right? We in the ring. Check this out. You've been on pay-per-view. I've been on pay-per-view. Right?
Okay.
You done sold out Staples Center. You done put almost 40 people in Cowboy Stadium, the whole 9 yards, right?
Okay.
Me, on the other hand, all my pay-per-views combined don't even equal to my lowest, right? As far as before we know about this Ugas fight, right? I done fought in the bubble. You fought on pay-per-view. You mean to tell me if me and you fight, right? God damn. What you gonna do? You gonna let me go or what? God damn. You mean to tell me we fight on pay-per-view, right? We fight on pay-per-view. You mean to tell me that you're gonna give me 50-50 when it's known that my fans don't rep for me? My fans not showing up for me. Your fans show up for you. Honest question. Would you give me 50-50?
Let me tell you exactly what I would do.
Tell me what you would do.
I would give you the 50-50 because I know, like I said, without you, I can't get one of my biggest paydays. I still finna make me 30, 40 plus million, and I know I can beat your ass, so I'm gonna beat you up, and then now I'm really the bigger star. So yes, that's what I would do. I would give you the 50-50. Yeah.
Boogie, with all y'all streamers, super fight streamers, neither one of these guys is touching or sniffing 30 million each. Them dudes getting about 10 to 12 million apiece at best because of the fire stick. And as much as everybody time out, please. As much as everybody here capping, talking about, I pay for pay-per-views and all this shit, y'all motherfuckers lying.
Now listen,
that shit like everybody else. That's why everybody
Big Fish, listen. This is what I mean when I say that, Big Fish. Okay, now we know if them boys fight, they probably gonna get, maybe a $10 million guarantee or maybe a $12-15 million guarantee. I say 10, both of them. And then when we look at all the upside,
his headset fell in the toilet again.
Man, you need to get another headset, bro.
Yeah, man. Goddamn,
No.
that Cyran Steelers headset, man. Take that
Hey, hold
bullshit
up,
out.
man. I keep telling you can't be doing that about them Steelers now, Big Fish, man. That's two, man.
Hey, he got. Hey, my
days,
B-Man, what is it? The Buffalo Bills headset?
you
nigga?
can
It's
say that,
trash.
man. You can say that. Fuck with mosquitoes.
Yeah. The trash ass Bills headset. Goddamn,
El Boogie.
I'm trying to talk to you, and you keep falling off and shit.
El Boogie, is you back yet? El Boogie. I want to ask you this question. El Boogie, you need to get you some power beats by Drake.
Let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all that y'all talking about population. I mean, popularity and so on and so forth. And Quentin, you mentioned Texas and Nebraska and all that, right? You mentioned that, right? And so did IOTBA tonight, right? Let's put this in perspective.
I put it in perspective because I'm gonna tell you something on that. I ain't fully agree with that as far as where you from, but go ahead.
Yeah, but because see, this is the thing. Well, Nebraska got a population of 1.9 million people. You know what I'm saying? And the whole population of Nebraska. So you mean to tell me it's 1.9 million people, and let's just say, and I'm gonna take the lowest number and just say Terrence Crawford did 130,000 buys. Okay, I'm taking the lowest out of 1.9 million people. But then he say Texas is so popular, and Texas this and Texas that. Texas got a population of 30 million people, and Earl Spence did 240,000 according to reports. In the state of Texas, 30 million people, 240,000 pay-per-view buys. Streaming or not, you can't tell me how popular are you. You got the whole state of Texas, 30 million people. And you mean to tell me you only had that many more buys?
They fought a man that couldn't speak English, though, B-Mac. We must take that into consideration.
A man that couldn't speak English? How? What?
Ugas didn't say nothing to provoke the fight.
No. See, we can't go that way. We talking about Earl Spence. We ain't talking about, because see, y'all don't say nothing about Victor Postal. He couldn't do this and he wasn't a pull. Y'all all put it on Terrence Crawford. When it come to Amir Khan and this, that, and when he fought him, you put it on Terrence Crawford. If you say, well, Sean Porter, he only did this. No, you put it on Terrence Crawford. You don't say nothing about the opponent. So you can't sit over here and say that Ugas couldn't speak English. No, Earl Spence supposed to be the pay-per-view draw. The man got 30 million people in his own state. And you mean to tell me he only filled up half of Jerry Jones, Jerry World, half of it. He didn't even fill half of it, 39,000. He came short of filling half of the seats. Because you said ass in seats. He filled half of that stadium up. And he had only 240,000 pay-per-view buys, and that's the max.
Canelo can't fill up Texas Stadium without fighting another Canelo or
That's
somebody
not
on
true
his
on
own
that.
statue.
That's
So,
cap.
so
That's
nah,
cap.
ain't no cap.
That's cap.
Ain't no cap. What,
Let me ask you.
he didn't come
Hey,
close to selling out Texas.
Canelo could fight me and he'll sell it up, bro.
He didn't say he ain't never sold it out. Do you know how many people fit in Texas Cowboy Stadium? That's 120,000 people.
Hey, Big
Come
Fish.
on,
Big
man.
Fish. When Margarito
Nobody
fought
gonna sell
Pacquiao,
that.
when
Nobody
when
gonna sell that out.
Margarito fought Pacquiao,
Oh, I thought you were talking about like
was the stadium full?
Hell no, it wasn't full. That
Huh?
bitch was probably that bitch was probably 40 to 50% full.
When
You not
Margarito
gonna
fought
sell?
Pacquiao?
Yeah, for Pacquiao.
Nah,
Come on, what you mean now? You don't even know. You asking
That
me
wasn't
when
no
I tell you the
40,000.
answer. You say nah. Why you asking me? You ain't gonna believe what I say.
40,000? You said
Look
you
it
only
up.
put 40,000.
Man, he ain't got. He did not sell that shit out. Neither time he done fought in there. Ain't nobody never sold out Cowboy
Ain't nobody
Stadium.
ever sold. Not in boxing.
Nobody ever sold it out. It's too many fucking seats to sell it
He
out.
put in more than
They
40,000
don't even
people
set
in
it up, and they don't even make seats available for every seat in that stadium for a boxing match.
He put in more than 40,000 in it.
The
That's
average
cool. He a
boxing
bigger
seat
star. He's
holds
supposed to.
16,000
But
anyway.
see, this what y'all try to do because Spence is bigger than y'all, boy. Y'all can't argue that. So then y'all want to pull Pacquiao and Canelo and Floyd to make Earl Spence look tiny. Yeah, they make Earl Spence look tiny, but they make Terrence Crawford look even tinier. He do less than Earl Spence in all aspects of anything you can pull out. He's a better fighter. He's just more notable. He has a better support system, way better support system. So that right there makes it no contest. He got way better backing. I'd rather have Al Heyman and Jerry Jones on my side than a motherfucker like Bob Arum who don't give a fuck about me. That's the number one problem. He was a great fighter that wasn't promoted properly, and y'all don't admit that.
So wait, let me ask the panel this question. Why did Floyd take 30% against Oscar De La Hoya? He took a 30% against Oscar.
Who was the cash cow? Who was the cash cow?
You want to throw the cash? You want to say cash cow? Now who was the A side? Just say that.
Who was the A side?
No cash cow. Yeah, he had to take.
He was the cash cow against Floyd. Floyd was a cash cow then.
Floyd had a following. Floyd was a cash cow back then. No, but not as big as Oscar. Not as big as Oscar though.
No, he was
not as big as Oscar.
No, he was not the cash cow when he fought Oscar.
Hold on. This is the point I'm trying to make. Oh, hold on. This is the point I'm trying to make. Floyd had way more of a fan base and a following, a draw, the whole 9 yards.
No. Listen,
boy,
he was the cash cow, man.
De La Hoya was the A side. Why? Why was De La Hoya the A side?
He was the golden boy. He was the cash cow. When Floyd beat
he was the draw, right?
It switched over.
Okay, watch this here. This is my point in making. Because at the end of the day, I've never heard of because you the B side, that means you're less of a fighter, or you can't still win the fight because you're a B side. I've never heard of that, right? Because let me tell you something. Floyd took that 30%. He didn't be bullhead and stubborn, because Floyd knew once I pop him, I'm gonna be great. Let me tell you something. Devin Haney makes more money than George Kambosos, but he just signed that contract. Who the A side between Devin Haney and George Kambosos?
General Big Fish. This L Boogie. I'm back in the show.
Man. Hey, man.
Like I was saying, General Big Fish.
Hold on. Before you jump back in, we already talking. Hold on.
Okay.
And then we go ahead, sir.
Hey, Quentin, you can't compare. Now, I'm gonna tell you, you can't compare Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya to Spence and Crawford. You can't.
Yes,
you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
You cannot.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Well, tell me why I can't. I'm
gonna tell you why.
I'm a rebuttal.
I'm gonna tell you why you can't. How much money was Floyd making? I mean, not Floyd. How much money was Oscar making compared to Spence? The fight now.
Here you go.
I'm just saying, how much was he making?
Here you go.
That dude was like a Canelo.
Exactly.
He was a cash cow. He was like a Canelo. Spence ain't making that kind of money.
Spence and Crawford are closer than you realize.
And then another thing is this though. Spence, I mean, PBC got their highest payday fighting Crawford. They didn't get their highest payday fighting the PBC.
There you go.
Hold up, are you serious? You must be talking about in one, because you're not talking about in all the divisions. I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. How much money did Sean Porter make when he fought Spence?
When he fought Spence.
Yeah,
and that was one that
Hold up, no. Hold up. Let me finish. How much did he make? He had his biggest payday against Crawford, right? Okay. How much money did Kell Brook and them make?
Kell Brook.
How much money did Khan and them make?
Hold on. Now Kell Brook didn't make nothing but 1 point something.
Against
Kell Brook didn't make against Terrence Crawford. Look it up.
He made 1 point something? Nah.
1.3 or 1.4. We can prove that right now.
Nah.
Pull it up.
Then they offered Danny Garcia $3 million, right? They offered Danny Garcia $3 million. He took less to go fight Spence. So how you saying that? How you saying they're not making all this money? They're making more money fighting Crawford. We already proved that.
Who else made the money besides Crawford? See, this is what you're not seeing. This is what you're not saying.
People who made more money fighting Crawford than fighting on PBC.
Okay, but that's not the reason why Earl Spence is the shot caller in the A side in the situation. That's not the reason why, though, my man.
No,
that's not.
He got
that's the reason.
He held 3 titles. He did all the work to gather these belts to fight your boy. So
They didn't want to fight the dude. That's what I'm trying to say. They didn't want to fight Crawford, man.
Listen. You know they go for leverage. All of them go for leverage. Let me ask you the question right now: who has the leverage right now between Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford?
They go say
to make the fight
50-50.
They go say Quinn, you can't
Who has
ask
the leverage to
legitimate
make the
questions.
fight?
Quinn, you can't ask them legitimate questions because if it don't, if
got
it's
the
not,
leverage?
if it's not
Who can
making
make
they
the
boy
fight
look
between
good,
Terrence
they
Crawford?
not
I
gonna
know,
answer.
but you asked the question. I'm gonna tell you.
Who can make the fight between Bud Crawford and Earl Spence right now? Who can make that fight between the two? Who can make the fight?
You asked the question that you asked the question, but you got to answer.
I'm trying to get answer.
It's already answered because when Danny didn't have a belt, he wanted 60. They got 60-40, right?
But you still not. But you still not answering my question though.
Garcia didn't have a
Garcia got to
belt.
follow him.
Okay, but he didn't have a belt. You said belts.
No.
You just said
I
belts.
asked you right now, who's in better position to make this fight for all of us between the two? Earl Spence or Terrence Bud Crawford? Between the two, which one is in better position to make this fight for us? Which one?
We not sure, Quinn. We not sure because Crawford. We not sure right now because Crawford is supposed to be partnership with Valley Sports, and Valley Sports I think got a network deal with Fox. So we not sure because if you don't got a network deal with Fox, we know Fox got the bag on the table, and we know BBC got deal with Fox and Showtime. They're the same people. They got the bag on the table, so they both can make a fight. So what are you talking about?
Hey, I got a question for y'all.
What you talking about?
L Boogie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all criticize Earl Spence, saying that he can make the fight. He ducking. He can make the fight, but he's not the A side though. I'm trying to figure out how does that make sense.
B-Mac,
how does that make sense?
B-Mac, you there? B-Mac.
I think he
He might have done
big fish.
But answer that question, fellas. How does that make sense? How does that make sense that he can make the fight, but he not the A side? When y'all criticize him, say he ducking, all this here. Earl Spence can make the fight if he want to. If Earl Spence want to make the fight, he can make the fight if he want to. Y'all say that all the time. How is he not the A side?
Ask your question, General Big Fish, because Quinn not making sense. Quinn not making sense. Quinn not making sense. Ask your question, Big Fish.
I'm not making sense.
Quinn don't make sense. That don't make no sense at all. What's your question?
Why it don't? Tell me why it don't, L Boogie. How it don't make no sense? How don't make no sense
about who can make the fight or not. Go ahead,
Malachi. Coach Malachi, you there?
I just seen him.
Man, ain't nobody. Hey, what's going on? Okay, well, L Boogie, hey, we need your headset to not fail because everybody else dropping off, man. So my question is, I'm looking at the chat, and so one of these gentlemen said that what he say, but Big Fish, Bud do less, and Earl is more notable, but Bud is #1 pound for pound. So can y'all please tell me with a legitimate, non-biased answer, with the shitty ass resume that Terrence Crawford got, how the fuck can he be considered pound for pound over Canelo? Can y'all please tell me that?
Is he pound for pound over Canelo? I thought Canelo was #1.
Hey, Big Fish, this how he pound for pound. He pound for pound because he didn't move through multiple weight divisions.
Hear you, coach. Hear you.
Hey, Big Fish, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, this is how Crawford pound for pound. Pound for pound is based upon this. He didn't move through multiple weight divisions. He didn't been undisputed, two-time lineal. He was the first one did it at 140 in the 4-belt era. He didn't been and it's the way he destroyed his opponents. He never had a close fight. He never been on the canvas. Like I say, he's undefeated. That's what pound for pound is based upon, General Big Fish. All your accolades, the way you dispatch your opponent, the multiple divisions he been through, and like I say, the style in the ring, how he destroy you. That's what puts you on a pound for pound list.
Okay, I appreciate you
Canelo
answer.
didn't have none of that. He just got
L Boogie. See, L Boogie, stop, please. Okay, L
Moving the
Boogie.
goalpost, you're a goalpost mover, boy. You done put the goalpost in.
Hey, hold on, Quentin, please.
No.
Quentin, please let me rebuttal that. Okay, L Boogie, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Break again. Are you still there?
I'm still here, big
okay. So everything, in my opinion, that you described until you got to the end was the same deal for Canelo. He has moved up multiple divisions. Only thing that's different is that he did have a close fight, which I thought he lost both times to Triple G, but he was favored in that. He got the cheap victory. But he dominates everybody that he fights, and his resume fighter list is like, it's not even a fucking comparison. It's not. It's like I used to be a basketball player. That's like comparing me to fucking LeBron James. There's no comparison. So,
but he's over Canelo. I mean, Canelo over him, right?
Canelo got a loss, General Big Fish. Don't forget, Crawford still undefeated.
What
that matters in pound for pound. That matters.
It's against Floyd.
That matters in pound for pound.
Because what I always hear, nobody should be afraid to get an L. He took his L from one of the greatest fighters to ever live. So it ain't no shame in that.
He ain't no shame in it, but he still got it, Big Fish.
Hey,
Can't deny it.
And that was a long time ago.
It don't matter. He got it, Big Fish. Crawford undefeated.
2 days, skill for skill. You can't, and with the caliber of
skill for skill. No, he can't touch Crawford in skill. Man, don't say that to him.
Your boy.
No, he can't touch his skill.
Terrence Crawford has fought nothing but B at best level fighters, mainly
That's not
C
true.
and D.
That is true.
That is true.
That's not
true. On the scrub, he fight niggas has-beens. Anybody that he has ever fought that was good, with the exception of Gamble, was a damn has-been.
So Ricky,
yes, it is true.
At 147, he fought a whole collection of has-beens. Porter was a has-been when he fought him. Kel Brook was a has-been when he fought him. Amir Khan was a has-been when he fought him.
What are you talking about?
General Big Fish.
Yes, sir.
Hey, General Big Fish, do you understand that greatness make good fighters look ordinary?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Do you understand that, General
Big Fish? He has never been an underdog in any of his fights, L Boogie. That tell you something right there. Never. He's been fighting fucking scrubs.
They didn't think he was gonna beat. They didn't think he was gonna beat Bradis Prescott on like a 2-week notice.
I look. Vegas is the point of reference. Vegas don't have no biased opinions when they sit in the eyes. They make that shit based on fucking facts and talent. So that Bradis Prescott was not the fucking favorite in that fight. Whoever you go find a couple of people that's always go the other way on the underdog or whatever for whatever reason, but the majority of people did not think that Prescott was about to beat no fucking Terrence Crawford, especially Vegas.
Hey, yo, hold on, fellas. Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all.
So
it looked like Coach. Hold on, L Boogie. Hold on, man. It looked like Coach Malachi's in the motherfucking building, man. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead and cook, bro.
Hey, what's going on? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. What's popping?
Okay, good. I want to address on General Big Fish. I want to stick to what y'all was talking about, and I'm gonna be honest. You guys know I like Terrence Crawford. You know that I like Spence too. You know what I mean? I don't have any issues with Spence. You know, just I went to war last year, but that's neither here nor there. I don't get into the A side, B side stuff like that, but I want to address the Floyd issue. When Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya, at that time, Floyd could not sell flies to Ish. His pay-per-views was terrible. Oscar De La Hoya was that guy at that time. He was a Canelo before Canelo. That's what he was. So, and Bob Arum, the same stuff he used to say about Terrence Crawford. I'm losing money. This guy can't sell. He was saying the same thing about Floyd. Floyd really couldn't sell. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. He couldn't sell worth nothing. When he fought Oscar De La Hoya and beat De La Hoya, that's when he went to the next level. As it relates to Crawford, as it relates to Spence and as it relates to Spence and Crawford, Spence is in better position than Terrence Crawford is. He has 3 belts. Now we can make an argument and say, "Oh man, all the belts is on his side of the street, stuff like that." That is true, but the fact of the matter is, he is in better position. He does have a bigger support base than Crawford. From a standpoint of, he got Jerry Jones. I'm not talking about the YouTube channels. He comes from a bigger market, a bigger city, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So as it relates to that, you got to give him that. Now, I'm not saying that means he's going to beat Crawford in the ring, but I'm not saying that at all. But from a position standpoint, from where I'm looking at it, and listen, and that I ride with Crawford. You know what I mean? But I just got to be honest from where I see it. Now, I'm not saying that means he's going to lose to Spence when he fights him, or vice versa. I'm just saying, hey, listen, Spence does have uh, he does have the backing of Jones. He does come out of Dallas. He comes out of a bigger market. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, that just that's just what it is. I'm just being as honest as I possibly can as related to that. That's all I have to say.
Coach Malachi.
What you mean, man?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I listen to you every day at 2:00, man, and I just want to tell you, man, I apologize to you for Saquon, man.
Who is Saquon?
Saquon be calling him, and he be making the Earl Spence fans look bad, man. I be like, man, if I catch you on this panel, I say, man, I want to apologize to you, man.
Oh no, you don't owe me no apology, man. It come with the territory, man. It come with the territory. My thing is this too. Like, we can talk semantics about A side, B side, stuff like that. Crawford and Spence ain't talking about that no more. You see what I'm saying? So, we kind of like really just having straw man arguments about the A side, B side, and I do understand everybody who jump out there and defend it, because there's a community that's out there that's constantly pushing. Well, this dude need to do this. These dudes writing up contracts online, at their house online. They add stipulations. Well, this what Crawford need to do. If he want to make this fight happen. And it's like, dude, where y'all getting all this stuff from? You do know that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence know each other. You do know that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence talk to each other on the phone. We don't know what these men are discussing on the phone. So a lot of the stuff that we could be arguing about, they might be sitting at home laughing like, man, what the hell these dudes talking about? Like, we're not even talking about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what they got worked out right now. But it's kind of like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's really, this started from, the Alphabet Boy community.
Yeah.
Because those guys, they used to love Terrence Crawford prior to him moving up to 147. When he moved up to 147, and he would not give those guys any interviews on their stations, that's when they turned on him. He wasn't black no more. He was top ranked Toby. Even though, they forgot the fact that he's married to a black woman. He's married to a black woman, have black kids. He doesn't get in trouble, lives the lifestyle of a boxer. They ignored all of that and just went at this dude. And those are the communities and the affiliates that push the negative Crawford hate. I was in the barbershop yesterday. I'm gonna wrap this up. I was in the barbershop yesterday. I ain't say nothing about no boxing. You know the dudes in the barbershop? You know what fight they talking about in the barbershop?
Who that?
Crawford and Spence. They like Malachi. They call Malachi. Hey Malachi, what you think about that Crawford and Spence fight? And I was shocked. They just came out of nowhere because we playing dominoes for money, $20 a hand, $40 if you domino us, you got to pay $40. So we playing dominoes, and they just brought that fight up out of nowhere. Everybody in the barbershops. I went to another barbershop. They talking about that fight. That fight hasn't even been made or announced that I know of. They're talking about that fight. They ain't saying nothing about Shakur Stevenson tonight. They ain't saying nothing about no Amanda Serrano. They ain't saying nothing about Canelo. They talking about Crawford and Spence. The people want this fight, dog. The people want this fight. This is a black barbershop. I went to a Dominican barbershop. They talking about the same thing. And that's right here in Tampa, Florida, where I'm at, 20 minutes away from where Keith Thurman lives at, with his capping ass. You see what I'm saying? So, whatever they got to work out financially, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? But you know, I mean, I just got to be honest, dog. Spence, he got 3 belts. He got the leverage. He come from a bigger market. I'm not saying that, you know, Crawford should take 20% or 30%. I'm not saying that. But from a negotiation standpoint, you know, he got 3 belts, dog. You know, it is what it is. You know, he got 3 belts, and he's in a better position than Crawford. And Crawford in a position to where he got other promoters. Well, Eddie Hearn don't want to sign him because, hey man, I ain't got the fighters you want to fight, and all the fighters the fighter he want to fight is with the PBC. You know, so he might not. You know what I mean? Whatever concessions he may have to make, I don't know, and you guys don't know. We don't know what that is. But just me being honest as I possibly can, you know what I mean? Spence does have the leverage. Whatever that leverage may be. Whether he get 55% and Crawford get 45%. Whether it's 60-40, whatever it is. Whether it's 40, whether I get 51% and you get 48% or 49%. Whatever that leverage is, you know, he would in my opinion, he would get that. That's all I'm saying.
Salute, coach. Salute, coach.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, before Coach go, I gotta tell Coach one more thing. Don't change your pick, baby. I think Amanda Serrano gonna do it today, man. Don't change your
No, man. Hey, I got Katie Taylor, man. Listen, man. Listen, I got Katie Taylor, man. I just, I looked at it, but I went in the lab. I done some studying, some film
Hey, yo,
study.
hold on, y'all. If somebody got some shit going on in the background, mute your audio, man. Mute your audio, please. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I've been doing some film study, man. You know, we going live tonight at 8. I'm picking Katie. I'm picking Katie.
What time that fight come on?
It come on at the main card. Well, you know, the card start at 7:30. Of course, they not gonna be fighting at 7:30. You see what I'm saying?
What time Shakur come on? I know they ain't fighting at the same goddamn time.
Oh no. They fighting in Vegas. They fighting in Vegas. So the main event on the East Coast, you know, which is the New York fight, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. That fight is that fight is going to start before Shakur. So it's not. We're not going to be watching both of those fights.
Oh, okay, so it's not going to overlap. Okay,
it's not going to overlap. They made sure they did that. They made sure they did that. It won't overlap. Hey, but I want to give you guys salute to you boys, man. You dudes, all y'all funny, y'all hilarious, bro. Like y'all have no idea, bro. Like the game needs y'all. Y'all keep me rolling. I got some good green in my pocket right now. Got my little got my grinder. You know what I mean? I tell everybody, listen to y'all. I said, y'all, you gotta listen to them dudes high, bro. If you ain't listen, if they make you laugh when you ain't on weed, get on some and then listen to them. It'll be even more funny. So I'm gonna fall back, just rock out, listen to y'all, man. I heard some of the debate with Blood. I'll BTA.
Yeah,
but I only heard like 10, 15 minutes of it. I ain't gonna lie because I had to go to the barbershop and stuff like that. So I missed.
You're gonna have to go back and catch it on the playback, Coach. It was a classic.
Yeah, I heard the only part I heard when him and Blood and our TBA was mad and went going off on each other. He called Blood old. That's when we had these old crusty. So the part I heard looked like our TBA was getting off a little bit, but I ain't hear none of the rebuttals that Blood did. So I got to go back and listen to it.
I really appreciate that, Coach. Go ahead, man.
Hey, but go ahead. Let me listen.
Hey,
I thought you were about to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, General Big Fish.
The research team found out that Crawford was a minus 320 versus Prescott. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know if you heard the part of the conversation where some young man on here was talking about Prescott was the favorite. That's the shit I be talking about right there. People just throw out dumb shit without knowing what they talking about.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part of the conversation. I was kind of busy, but I'll have to go back and check it out.
I didn't say he was no favorite, Big Fish.
There you go, here, Boogie.
I didn't say Prescott was the favorite.
Headphones back working.
Say what?
You got them headphones back working.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. They working. They working. I'm out here at work at the same time, and I got my headset on, and people calling in and interrupting me, man.
Yeah, I feel it.
Now, General Big Fish.
Yes,
back to that point I was making before my headset went out. What?
Hey man, we need to get L Boogie a new goddamn head.
Hey man, can somebody super chat $59.99 so L Boogie can talk to us going forward, please?
Nah, that nigga need more than that.
Exactly.
Wanted to start a GoFund L Boogie headphones playing.
That nigga need some of them Raycons, some of them Ray J's or something.
I'm about to go to past Best Buy right now, Ed Boogie.
Go ahead, bro. Big Fish. Now, what I was saying earlier was like, okay, and I was, responding to what Quint was saying too. Now, let's say Spence and Bud get a $10 million guarantee each.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's just say they do, 500,000 on pay-per-view. Then let's say they get part of the upside, everything like ticket sales at the gate, concession, site fee money, closed circuit money. Let's say they they split the pay-per-view 50-50. Even if that fight is $80 and they do 500,000, that's 40 million. I was saying they both potentially probably can make up to at least 30 million apiece. That's what I was saying about them can make a bunch of money. And responded to what Quinn was saying, would I give him 50-50? And I'm saying, yeah, because I would give it to him. I would give it to him, because I'm still going to make a ton of money. And I know I can beat your ass. And when I beat you up, now I'm in that driver's
You would be a fool to do that if you had the fan base, you had the backing, you had better numbers than me. You would be a fool to do that. You'd be a fool.
How? If I'm finna put
From a business standpoint, you would be a fool.
If I'm finna put 30 million in my pocket, how I'm a fool, Quinn? That don't make sense.
Hey, L Boogie.
You got more people than me.
Hey, yo, bro. I don't know if you know this, bro, but your audio it's like staticky, bro.
L Boogie. L Boogie.
Is that my audio?
Yeah, people in the chat saying your audio messed up. It's fucking up the show, man. You need to fix that, bro.
Hey, L Boogie, I think your math is fuzzy. We can only go off of history. So that number that you trying to say that they go get is not there. If we go off of average pay-per-view buys and all of their gate sales and all of that, Earl Spence has a history of anywhere between 200,000, 300,000. Terrence Crawford has a history of about 15,000 to 75,000 of pay-per-view sales. So you combine all that up, they not gonna touch 500,000 pay-per-view sales because Terrence Crawford.
You don't think they'll do 500?
That's why the man want a bigger percentage.
Let me finish this last sentence because Terrence Crawford brings very little to the table for financials go. If you want to talk about paper titles and irrelevant titles that can't be put on the negotiating table, Earl Spence got 3 titles on the line. Terrence Crawford don't have 15 titles on the line. He got 1. So that other shit, I'm sorry, y'all. That shit is irrelevant.
Oh man.
I told you,
I'm sorry, B-Mac, I didn't warn you. B-Mac, I didn't warn you today. You got to take your blood pressure medicine when you talk to me,
man. With my goddamn blood pressure medication, man, because Big Fish killing me with this, bro. Lord have mercy.
Exactly.
I love him, though, man. I love him to death, bro.
Hey, Coach Malachi, get your strong neck ass back on here and help me out with B-Mac, man. He ain't listening, man.
Man, that's your opinion. You think he don't bring nothing to the table. That's crazy.
General Big Fish crazy, man.
Title. I said, I didn't say nothing. I said little B, man. See, that's where you get it all twisted up. I didn't say nothing. I said very little. That's a big difference.
Yeah, okay. So all he bring is a title.
Yeah,
but Coach Malachi
and
just told you that's the fight everybody talking about. Everybody talking about that in the barbershops. Everybody talking to that. If he brings little to nothing, why is everybody talking about the fight? Why are we still talking about it after 4 years of waiting around, 5 years after waiting around? If Crawford brings nothing to the table or very little to the table, why are we continuously talking about it? Why do we bring up A side and B side when it comes to Crawford if he brings nothing to the table? If there's nothing to the table, why is it that if he wears a snack shirt, they talk about, oh, well, he's cheating. He's cheating. I mean, everything, the whole YouTube community moves when Terrence Crawford does anything, but he don't bring nothing to the table, as y'all say. And any YouTuber will tell you right now, and I can put it out there. Anytime I talk about Crawford, my views are way up more than I talk about a Canelo or Gervonta Davis or any of them dudes. So we just gonna keep this shit a buck. Why do you think all those guys say anything on Terrence Crawford? Because you know why? He moves the needle all the time. So when you sit there and say that he brings little to nothing, that is totally not true.
I
That's
didn't say
totally
nothing,
not true.
B-Mac.
No, I said little to nothing. Like
no,
you said. You said little to nothing.
You keep
I'm not. Very little.
I
Well,
didn't
okay,
say
well,
nothing.
what exactly did you
It's
say?
obvious he
Big
brings
Fish?
something to the table. He got a championship. If he didn't have that little belt, we wouldn't be fighting his ass at all.
That's not true too. Yeah, you be fine. But see, the point is he does have a belt, and the point is he does bring shit to the table. He bring a lot to the table. Why do you think everybody's saying what they saying right now?
Because the big fish involved. That's
nah,
why.
big fish. Let me tell you something. If he wasn't worth no money, he wouldn't ever talk about splits. That's why. If he wasn't worth any money, he would never say 70-30 or 60-40 or whatever we give him. He knows it's the biggest payday of his career. That's why he's talking about it. Because if he
don't talk about splits
he
against
would never
nobody else.
say that. Exactly.
Well, he talking with him, and at the end of the day, I hope and pray that them gentlemen work something out. Whatever they agree with, I'm cool with. As a fan and as a person that want to see the fight, whatever they agree with, I'm cool with it one way or another. Straight up.
I need E3. Let me borrow a couple of your blood pressure pills.
Hey, B, man, he ain't got. He too young to have high blood pressure.
Nah, man. I know if he dealing with you every day, Big Fish, you gotta have some blood pressure pills, man. Well, let me get some mosquito spray. I know you still in here, man. Somebody let me fuck around.
B-Mac.
I'm close to B-Mac. I gotta bring some of mine.
I know that's right. Yeah, let me get some. Let me get some latch.
B-Mac, it's gonna be okay, baby. It's gonna be okay, man. Say, man, what's Shakur gonna do tonight, man?
Hey, man, I can't wait to see that fight tonight, bro. Man, look, I think Shakur gonna put on the show tonight, man. We're gonna go live too after the fight too. And
I'm gonna be on there with you
all day, man. We're gonna go live after the fight, man. So I already got it set up, probably 12 o'clock, but I probably had to push it back because the fight probably still be going on. So as soon as the fight go off, we're gonna go live, bro. But I'm mad. I think Shakur gonna put on the show.
Do you guys think he could stop him?
Nah, he ain't gonna stop him. He gonna put on the show though, but he ain't gonna stop him.
I look for Valdez to try to fight dirty tonight. Watch.
That's gonna
He's gonna be headbutting. He's gonna be headbutting.
Has he ever done that though?
I don't think he want to lose because he can't. I don't think he can outbox Shakir.
No, he can't. Ain't no thing.
Not at all.
I know he can't outbox Shakir, so he's gonna have to get dirty. All right, say, B-Mac, did you ever check that out about that Hispanic channel I was telling you about where they were telling that man he need to get back on the juice and all this shit?
What, man? I'm gonna check that out, man, because you keep hitting it. And Quinn, last night you had told me, remind me about it. I had forgot, this morning because I was so interested in checking out this debate today. So I still got your email, and yeah, I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna bring that out. What,
yeah,
you
I want you
about
to.
The one would say Shakur say Valdez is mentally weak. That one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Because they trying to go with that angle, and people gonna rock with their people. In boxing, that's how I go. That's really the number one reason why it's hard for black fighters in America to sell, because we go against each other too much. We divide the fan bases too much.
Yeah.
The reason why the Hispanics, the Canelos and all themselves, they don't give a damn who he fight. He represents Mexico. Oh, Canelo, Canelo.
That's a
They
good
don't
point.
sell 5 sticks in Mexico, Quentin.
Hey, yo, man, hold on, fellas. Hey, yo, shout out to Fotex, man. He asked if I'm going live tonight. Nah, B-Mac is going to go live after the fight, but I might do the play-by-play during the fight. So that's how we going to set that up. I'm going to let the Mac Mob, make sure y'all sub up to the Mac Mob, TheMackMobb. That's where we going to be headed tonight after the fight. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, I appreciate that, E3. Quentin, man, you needed to timestamp this for me, man. What party take, man? Because this video you sent me, man, it's like 2.5 hours, man. I'm, I can't look at 2.5 hours just to try to find that one thing.
I tell you what, I'll re-listen to it, and when it gets to the part to where they get to hollering a bunch of that, I'll timestamp it and I'll let you know exactly where to go.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, yo, fellas, man, we done been on this bitch for damn near 3 hours, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this shit up so we can double back on the Mac Mob later on, man. Closing thoughts. Let me go out to L Boogie, man. Closing thoughts, my brother.
Yes, sir. Man, I always enjoy the show, man. I love the Mac Mob. I love E-Thriller. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna tune in. Like I said, we got to keep up the good work. This is what boxing need. Y'all don't know how important y'all is to the sport. Man, it was a great show. Like I say, I forgot to shout out to IOTBA and Blood Boxing earlier. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to them. I'm most definitely gonna be on the Mac Mob tonight. And man, I'm ready for see Secure dominate Valdez. Peace and respect. Salute to everybody on the panel. And I'm out, fellas.
Already, I appreciate that, L Boogie, man. Salute. Going out to Mr. Quinn. Closing thoughts, my brother.
Yes, sir, man. First of all, I appreciate you, E-Thriller.
Oh, no doubt.
I appreciate you, Mac Mob. I appreciate all you brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? It done got to the point to where I listen to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's better shows and we have a good time, right? I like the debate format y'all did this morning. I hope that one would get better. I would tell you set up one with me and L Boogie, but I would need 70-30 with him because he got bad headphones there. I would need 70-30 against L Boogie, man. Just getting in the arena with him, I would need 70-30 E-Thriller because of them headsets. He got bad headsets.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes, sir. We have to set that up.
That's fair. Already, man. Salute, Mr. Quinn. Tap in with us later on the Mac Mob, man. All right, man. Let me see. Going out to Latch Puma. Are you still there, my brother?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Closing thoughts. Go ahead. Take me on.
Man, I'm gonna enjoy the fight tonight, but I'm gonna miss the Mac Mob live show. I got work in the morning, man. Y'all take it easy.
You
I'll
too,
catch
man.
you on the
Be
replay.
Safe. Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. All right, going out to a boxing fan 101. Closing thoughts, my brother.
Oh, I was glad to be here. You guys are funny, so funny, amazing community. Just glad to talk boxing and enjoy your day. Fights are gonna be awesome tonight.
Man, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Already, man. Let me go out to General Big Fish, my big bro. Closing thoughts, fam.
Hey, E-Thriller, this was a great one today, baby. I appreciate being a part of it, man. IOTBA, Mr. 214. You entertain me, Blood Boxing. You entertain me just as well, man.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to something like that again, man. But E-Thriller, I want you to get a contract together for me and Quentin, man. That I'm asking him to be my new tag team partner, man. But Quentin, before we make this official, man, I can't hear you conceding shit no more. When you get punched in the mouth and your mouthpiece get knocked out, man, leave that motherfucker on the ground and keep your guards up, man.
My mouthpiece came out my mouth.
Yeah, that's what I said. I can tell. I heard it hit the ground, but don't look down no more.
The mouthpiece fell out, man. I'm all focused.
Yeah, cause B-Mac a dirty motherfucker, man. He trying to bring all these facts.
I lost my mouthpiece.
Man, so I'm
B-Mac
glad you got my
3
back.
pieces.
What's that, Quinn? What's that?
I said I got to looking for my mouthpiece, and B-Mac kept hitting me.
Yeah, he hit your ass in the head with the chair, my nigga.
B-Mac was dinging on your ass.
But yeah, so yeah, E-Thriller, me and Quentin the tandem for right now, man. Unless he made me kick him out the group.
I mean, yeah, that goes without saying, man. We already know the aerosexuals ride together, man, and they die together.
I didn't know,
It is what it is.
But yeah, man,
I respect y'all though. At least y'all pull up. At least y'all pull up.
The last thing I'm gonna say, man, B-Mac, I'm gonna see you tonight, man, and make sure you eat a meal with no sodium or light sodium and get your because I'm rooting for Valdez tonight, and I don't want to hear no shit when I bring it up.
Oh fuck!
This nigga.
Oh shit!
Already, man. And last but not least, the Undertaker, aka Mac Mob, aka Shaq Diesel. Closing thoughts, my brother.
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. What a great fucking show, E-Thriller, man.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe, man, to my man E-Thriller, the Black Picasso, man. Shout out to everybody on the panel, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, yeah, Fotex, man, I appreciate it. I see you subbed up, man. You damn right. Mail me my damn blood pressure medication to the MacMobOutlook.com, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Quentin, you got L Boogie with that. L Boogie, I'm going to have to give him 70-30, man. He was right, man. I got to give him 70-30, man. I appreciate it. Hey, wonderful show. Wonderful show, man. Salute to everybody, man. One love to everybody in the chat. Elisa Felton, I see you out there, Queen. One love. I see y'all tonight after the show, man. It's Mac, my baby. And I'm out.
Already, man. Shout out to everybody that tapped in on the panel, man, in the chat, man. This was a very historical moment, man. Shout out to the two contestants, man. Blood Boxing, the GOAT. IOTBA, the GOAT, man, for sharing their time, man, and coming on and entertaining us before these fire-ass fights tonight, man. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. Until next time, we gone. Hit that like button.
Peace.
Peace.